All right, boys, give me one more song here, and we'll get on with the stream. Try and get some promos out. It's gonna be a fun night. Let's play a little, let's see here. We'll play this song, Killing Joke. It's a request by Marino. There you go, Marino. For you, bud. Okay. Guys, we'll be live here in a few minutes, okay? Simmer down. We'll get on with the stream, okay? It's gonna be a fun stream. I think so. All right, stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Let's
What's up, fellas? How you doing? Welcome to the Skeptic Fence Show. We haven't been here in quite some time, so how are you guys doing? It's good to see you guys, man. A lot of faces. I guess you could say icons I haven't seen in quite some time, man. So, how you guys doing, man? Last night I was watching Cold of Dusty's live show, man, with Vadim Newquest. They were bitching about how their show was going. The Soy Boys, the Gotcha Boys or something. Gotcha Boys, right? Gotcha Boys. That's the name of the show. But their intro is very odd. Their intro trailer is it's just weird, and we'll get to that soon. But I found it very hilarious how narcissistic both of these fucking guys were, man. It's incredible, and they were kissing each other's ass so much in the beginning. I was just like, come on now. I'm like, we're talking about Vadim Newquest here, Creationist Cat. I'm like, he made a video towards Shane Dawson humping his cat or something like that. It was supposed to be comedic value. It wasn't funny whatsoever. But no co-host. Where's Anthony? Oh, shut up, Devin. Whatever, bro. I told you hop in here if you want to. So I found it hilarious that he made a video about Shane Dawson humping his cat. You know, claiming that, you know, Shane Dawson raped a creationist cat, but let's be honest here. If anybody was gonna fucking rape a cat, it'd be fucking Vadim Newquest, right? Let's be honest here. He probably fucking humps his cat and fucking shoots a fucking load by rubbing his fucking dick against his fur, right? Let's be honest here. So, yeah, Cuck of Dusty, yeah, dude, that fucking guy, seriously, man, I used to like his videos. I mean, let me go back, like, maybe 9 years ago, 10 years ago when I started here on YouTube. Call of Dusty, and to a certain point, Creationist Cat in the early stages of his career, or their careers, they made decent video. Back then, we were talking about religion a lot, right? So we were anti-religious. You know, we were anti-theist. I still am. And, you know, they made decent videos back then. But then there was a change around 2015, 2016 where nobody really wanted to talk about these topics anymore because after, you know, what was the DOMA was overturned. After that, okay, it just seemed like everybody started talking about social issues, you know, and then there was a bunch of us that got away from the skeptic community, and we started talking about other issues, other you know, social topics. And I'm one of them. I used to be what you would call nowadays a regressive. Yes, I was back then. And I made the switch around 2015, I think, 2016, around there somewhere. And I started thinking logically, looking at the facts, looking at the evidence, looking at the statistics, shit like that on certain social issues. And I made a lot of videos here on the Skeptic Fence Show about those issues. And we had a great show here. You know, it was a really good show. It ran 6 years straight. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. Loved all the hosts that were on the show. And then around 2016, right before the elections, we just broke off the Skeptic Fence Show. You know, Coctopus did his own show. And we'll get into that too, because the reason why I want to make this video is to talk about Call of Dusty and Vadim, how they handled themselves and what they talked about. Now, I ran a podcast for 6 years. You know, one of the first really true skeptic anti-religious fucking podcast, you know, back in 2011, 2010, you know. Face the mic, Joe. I'm facing the mic. Okay. I'm good. But yeah, back then we were stupid on some topics. We really were. But then you know, when I brought in Paul and I brought in Grants and Anthony, you know, we hit on some good topics, you know, and then it just splintered off from there, and I just lost interest, I'll be honest with you. But now, since 2020 elections are coming up, I really want to get back into hosting the Skeptic Fence Show. And Grant, just so you know, there's a couple people that hint to me that me and you should get back together. Just putting it out there. We'll talk about it off stream. But yeah, this video I watched last night, I was like, oh my god, dude, this is fucking hilarious, dude. I mean, like they were having like a dick measuring contest, dude. Like who had the biggest fucking dick? Like who was wrong and who was right? But when you watch this video, Vadim he kept on moving the goalpost. He was trying to scapegoat. He was throwing out so many red herrings. He's like, but when you did this, but when you did that, but you said this. And Cold Dusty, I gotta agree with him for the most part, Cold Dusty. Don't like him now. He's totally a fucking SJW. We know this. He's a fucking idiot right now, Cold Dusty. And so is Vadim Newquest, always has been. Now, Vadim Newquest has been sitting at 60,000 subscribers for I don't know how fucking long. And he tries to suck the dick of popular fucking YouTubers just to fucking try to suck as many subs he can from those larger channels. It's not working for him. Right? He did this with Jacqueline Glenn. He made a video about her, a couple videos about her, and he demanded that she give him a shout out or have him part of one of her videos. I'm like, this is... So I questioned, how big is your dick? You know what, Devin? Shut up. That's a little personal, dude. Proportionate to your height. Okay, that was a good one, Devin. I'll give you that one. Whatever, Dick. Yes, let's address the real problems. Yeah, exactly. Press 1 for Grant. Yeah, no, people said that before. So, is Vadim Newquest still on YouTube? Unfortunately, well, whatever. I don't watch him, but yeah, I'm like he hemorrhaged a lot of support from Patreon, and you know, his videos are not doing as well as they used to. But he has a bunch of SJWs that watch him, and you know, he picks on conservatives a lot. Now, let's be honest here. Conservatives, for the most part nowadays, when it comes to social issues, they're pretty much correct for the most part. Now, I don't agree with a lot of them. A lot of these conservatives talk about religion. They're pro-religion, you know, Christianity. I just don't want to deal with it, you know. But when it comes to Islam, yeah, they get that right, of course. But yeah, I'm anti-theist, and You know, I'm an atheist, and yeah, it is what it is. I don't agree with them on those points. Like, I watch Steven Crowder, I watch Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro gets things wrong, of course. So does you know, Steven Crowder, but he's funny. I like him. So that being said, guys, let's move on to this video. Put your 10K subs video back up. I know, really, right, dude? Shut the fuck up, fucking Devin. Devin's gonna sit here and troll me all fucking night, dude. Even though we talk in the background here and there, he's trying to be fucking Devin, dude. I knew you were gonna come here and just troll fucking night, dude. That's fine, whatever, dude. If you want to hop in, that's fine. So let's get on with this fucking video, man. This fucking train wreck of a fucking conversation between this clusterfuck of conversation between two narcissists. This is fucking amazing, man. So, all right, let's get on with this. I guess I'll put this fucking camera on. I really don't like that camera. I think I'm just gonna turn it off. I'll pause in between.
Please fucking gotcha, boy.
So here's their, this is their fucking promo video. This is their fucking promo video. Are you an atheist, Joe? Of course I am. So this is their promo video right here, dude. And watch, fucking Dusty sings it. This is funny. I'm like, this looked like it took a lot of work to do, no doubt. I'm not gonna deny that. I think Vadim put this together, but. Are you an atheist? Fucking, I'm dead, dude. Since I'm dead, dude. Headshot, baby, in the boat. So let's watch this fucking promo video they put out there. It's fucking hilarious, man.
I saw that you made a tweet. I don't like you, so I took it out of context. All my followers could see. So now they're calling you a Nazi.
The funny thing about this is, like, they call you a Nazi. I mean, like, yeah, they all do. I mean, like, fucking, especially Cold Dusty on his live shows, dude. He calls everybody a fucking Nazi. All the conservatives, white supremacists, white nationalists, which are separate, they're not the same. But they try to link everything together. White people as white nationalists, conservatives as white nationalists, white supremacists. It's fucking false, dude. It's a false narrative, and they're just going to go with it. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to make fun of what people call them. That's what they're trying to do in this promo video. It didn't work. It didn't work whatsoever. So, random guy, thanks for sniff your taint, please. Thanks for $1.99, bro. Appreciate it.
Gotcha, gotcha, boys. Our only goal is to destroy, no matter the.
Now, it's funny that they're shooting the fucking Make America the MAGA hat right now, right? But you know how many people are being attacked because they wear a MAGA hat? I'm like, it's not even remotely funny, dude. I'm like, this happens all the time. We read this in the news all the time. I'm like, there's certain people, like in, you know, in a liberal state where they just can't wear the fucking hat. They get attacked. Old people, people in their 70s and 80s are getting attacked because they're wearing a MAGA hat. Attacked, beat up, fucking physically abused. It's because they're wearing a fucking hat. Now, do you think any people on the right would do the same thing if you're wearing like a Bernie Sanders fucking hat or something like that? Get the fuck out of my face, dude. Or Obama hat. Nah, don't think so. It's crazy, man.
Situation, we must destroy your reputation. Gotcha, gotcha, boys. We'll only drink products with soy. We'll fight for ideology, and that's all that it means. So now they're calling you a Nazi.
Now, right there, they're blowing the heads off all the conservatives that they've ever talked about, right? So most of the conservatives aren't here. Now, when it comes to these individuals, you tell me anything that these conservatives say that is off point. It's very rare. It's very rare that you see these conservatives be off point when it comes to talking about social issues. That's just a fucking fact, right? Why do people consider misrepresenting Nazism is... Yeah, I mean, like, Nazism. Let's talk about Nazis right now. Nazis, real quick, dude. I mean, like, they're few and far between. Neo-Nazi groups... When I grew up in the 90s, you know, 2000s, going to nightclubs, I mean, like the white supremacists, there were a group out there. The skinheads, you know, Keystone skinheads in Philadelphia. That was an actual group. And they were few and far between, dude. There wasn't that many. They used to come to the nightclubs. You know, they used to wear all the fucking, you know, SS fucking labels and shit like that on their jackets and shit like that. They're few and far between. I'm like, they're not even a danger politically. They're not even a fucking danger. But they think they are. They deem all these people like white supremacists, white nationalists, for the most part. They do. And it's sickening. It actually is, man. That's why fucking Trump's going to be president in 2020 again. It's just how it's going to be. I mean, until the liberals get their shit straight, dude, then, yeah, it is. Yeah, nightclubs. Get the fuck out of here. I used to like Tim. We talked about metal music. Yeah. Me, you, yeah.
Calling you a fascist, saying you're a racist, misogynistic.
These are all words they fucking use. So I don't know why they're trying to act like they don't mention people, you know, or deem people as being Nazis or white nationalists, white supremacists, so on and so forth. I don't have to repeat myself. We all know this. All these fucking people on your screen, they do. It's fucking amazing.
What's that? Oh, shit.
He's not muted, but anyway.
Can you hear me? I'm not even talking.
I can hear you.
All right, cool. What's up, guys? That was the opening. She told me I was muted. I don't think I'm muted. I think you guys can hear me. That was the opening to the Gotcha Boys, the greatest intro to any podcast of all fucking time.
Yeah, that's it's a little subjective, but no, it wasn't. It's pretty sad, actually. It's pretty funny. You're actually busting your own balls in that fucking video, right? Because that's what you guys do.
Assume you guys can hear me right now. If you guys can't hear me, just tell me in the chat. But I think you can. So tonight we're going to look at how the Gotcha Boys went so unbelievably wrong when we had such an amazing start. And we have Vadim on the show tonight.
An amazing start. You recorded one episode behind the scenes, and Vadim had a fucking conniption because he didn't want the show didn't go his way, and he was telling you guys what to say and what to do. It's not a fucking show, bro. There's no opinions there. It's only Vadim's opinion, which we'll get to. It was dog shit and embarrassing. Of course it was.
We're going to chat about this, and hopefully it won't get too dramatic. I still think Vadim is a good guy.
No, he's not. Far from it.
I don't want to like shit on him too bad, but you know, we should hash this stuff out. I'm kind of sorry about bringing the drama to you guys like this, but I think it's better just to get all the drama out in the open and then, you know, put it behind us. I think that's the best way to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's fine and everything, but the reason why I want to talk about this is because I come from a background 6 years of doing a podcast. All right, what they're going to talk about mostly I know, and what they could have done different, what they should have done, what they could have done. I'm gonna dive into that. So, Joe is better than Dusty, of course. They are blowing Blair. Are they really? Joey had Tommy Robinson on before. I guess personal phone number too. Should I say that? Am I allowed to?
So basically, what happened was, I'll go ahead and set this up a little bit.
Yeah, you can do that.
I guess Friday night we had scheduled to do a show. We're going to do.
Guys, by the way, if you haven't seen this live show yet, you're going to see it here, and it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, man.
An episode of the Gotcha Boys on Saturday, and so we were discussing it all in the chat and everything, and I thought everything was cool, and so I went to bed, and then I woke up the next morning, and Vadim had sent me a series of very negative, insulting tweets, in which he said because I have my own podcast on my own Patreon, he was canceling the show. And he made a video about it, and he posted the video about him saying he was canceling the show. This was all before I even woke up, you know, before he even talked to me. And so I took that as I was fired. You know, he's said a couple times since then that he's planning on doing the show without me, and like he mentioned something about putting a question mark over my face and just doing the show without me. And so to me, that's you get fired. That's what I consider that. He says I didn't get fired, and he kind of said I was lying about saying that, but I've been fired a bunch of times in my life, and that was one of them. You know, your producer messaged you, and he says that he's not going to do the show with you anymore because you won't delete your Patreon, and then he makes a video saying that he's stopping the show because you won't delete your Patreon, and then he talks about doing the show with other people. That means you're fired, right? Like, I'm not crazy. But anyway, Vadim...
Yeah, you know, on that point, Dusty is correct. Yes. What happened is they spent 7 months creating this podcast, which is way too long. Way too long. I mean, like, it's easy to hash out the details. It's easy to hash out who's going to be the production guy, the guy that's going to handle the fucking live show. I used to handle the live show for the Skeptic Fence show. Whoever handles it takes care of that fucking aspect of the show. So whoever does the itinerary, I used to do the itinerary for the Skeptic Fan show. But what we used to do a production meeting like 2 or 3 days before the show. So you bring all the hosting together and you ask them, hey guys, what topics do you got? Okay, I got this topic, Joe. Okay, let's put that topic in the itinerary. Hey, you got this topic? Let's put that topic in the itinerary. Okay, guys, let's talk about this topic that TJ came up with, or who Grant came up with. All right, anybody want to do stats on this? Because I'm sure there's stats on it. So we talked it out for about a half an hour. That's all it took. Production meeting only took about a half an hour. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not going to be reading your messages or your comments all the time here. It's because I got shit in my head I want to get out. So, yeah, you put itinerary together. You create the graphics. It's easy to create graphics. But the one thing about this fucking show, it wasn't a live show. It wasn't a live stream. They did it in the background. They recorded off stream, offline, and then Vadim pieced everything together. And you'll hear soon where Vadim, Cold Dusty makes the claim like, hey, listen, yeah, you told us that we couldn't say this. We had our opinions, and you were saying, no, you can't say that when it comes to this topic. Who the fuck does that? I think he's taking his role. Vadim's taking his role too fucking serious as a production guy. You let people fucking speak on a fucking topic. If you want to rebut them, then you fucking rebut them. It's so fucking easy, but they can't. He can't understand this. Vadim is so incredibly narcissistic. It's not even funny, dude. Incredibly narcissistic. Joe went through co-hosts like Elton John. Shut the fuck up, fucking Devin. I knew you were gonna fucking troll all night. But yeah, dude, this is fucking hilarious. Wait until we get like 20 minutes into this.
Doesn't think so. So we're gonna have him on in just a minute. Before I start the show.
By the way, guys, how are the volumes compared to the video of me? It sounds pretty good, right? Hopefully it does.
But he can argue his point, say whatever he wants to. That's cool with me. And hopefully we'll end out everything on a friendly front. Like, I don't really need beef or anything. It's fine with me. But before I start off, we'll start off with this. I have my own Patreon for this podcast. Here it is. Patreon.com/podcast.
That is such a fuck. Oh my God. He wiped that right now. As Vadim's on the call with him on Skype, he totally wipes this fucking Vadim's face, dude. I love it, dude. And I know he purposely done this, Dusty. That's why he's smiling right now, dude. And you'll know why. Why he's doing this right now. Because Vadim had a problem with him having a Patreon on his own fucking podcast. Fucking grade A fucking bullshit here, man. This is fucking great, dude. Rebut.
Patreon that started it all. Started the downfall of the Gotcha Boys, unfortunately. So if you guys enjoy this show, I'm only making $169 per month on this. Like, I'm not making a lot of money on my Patreon.
You should be able to hear me really nice and clear, man.
Patreon because I asked people on my main show if they wanted to support this show along with that one, and they wanted me to set up a separate Patreon for it, so I did. And not taking a lot of money, but if you enjoy this show and you want to see me keep doing it, I'm doing 8 shows a month on here, and it takes a lot of work to get all this set up and do all this. So,
you should hear me now.
If you want to support me, I'd really appreciate it. And also, obviously, Super Chats. Super Chats. Little green arrow down there next to the chat. If you want to support the show, that's a great way to do it. All the money goes to Human Society Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we rescue animals. And if you want to ask me a question and make sure your question gets read on the air, or ask Vadim a question, or Chrisiosity will be joining us, you can put it in the Super Chat, and I will absolutely read your question. And the more you donate, the more serious I will take your questions. So buy my love and support I'm doing 8 shows a month. It's the only reason I'm going to continue to do this.
You should hear me now.
Really appreciate it. So
you guys are good.
Right off the bat, I guess we're going to go ahead and bring up Vadim. Oh, there he is. All right, hang on. You're not unmuted yet, Vadim. Okay, and boom, Vadim's unmuted.
Sounds fine for me, bro.
To the show, Vadim.
I know what you're talking about.
Showing up and arguing your side about it.
Thank you for having me, dude. I really appreciate it. I want to thank you for having me on, for having Chrisios. Oh wow, am I like? Do you see me right now?
I see you. Yes, you're on my show.
Okay, I wasn't actually expecting to be on camera, but that's
we
cool.
We see your raccoon face, man. It's fine.
But yeah, I want to say, aside from thank you, thanks everyone who's tuning in. I'm hoping that you're having nothing short of a nonstop pleasure and a sheer sensation.
I know what you're talking about.
I'd like to thank both you and Chrisiosity, who's just here sort of as a moderator, just to make sure that everything is pleasant.
Who's Chrisiosity? I heard about her. Ain't she some fat fuck? Some SGW fat fuck? Fattiosity. Is she really? I've never seen her before, dude. I have no idea. I heard of her, but
it was really nice of her to join us.
We're not allowed to fat shame here, okay?
What's up?
I just said hey.
Hey, what's going on, girl?
Come on, girl.
So
Fucking idiot.
before we
Yeah,
talk,
I
I
know.
just really want to say one thing in
You know, it's what Vadim does. You know, what's he say? You know. No, we don't know, Vadim. Shut up.
particular. Before we kind of get into it, and the first
Joe
thing
slap
that I,
Vadim
that I
using the
want to
green.
say is just, I guess it's a couple of things. Just that, you know, I mean, this
You
is
know.
this
There we go. There we go. You know. We don't know, Vadim. Okay, so stop saying that. Where's he from? Canada? Not against Canadians, but come on.
a little difficult for me because honestly, I do still
Honestly, you're not honest, fucking Vadim. Let's be honest.
respect you for numerous reasons. I
By the way, throughout this, watch Cold and Dusty's fucking facial expressions. Classic.
like you a lot. I think you're a very
Oh, here you go.
incredibly fucking
How far can the dick go down the throat? Ugh.
funny and talented guy. I
And he has
think
more subs than you,
get
Vadim.
a bum rap from a lot of people. And I also feel a certain kinship with you because
Kinship.
we are two people who came out of the, I kind of cringe every time I say this term these days, the skeptic atheist community. And
Just like I said in the beginning of the show.
we were two of the first people, you know, there was
You were the first two SJWs. That's fine.
no left to back then, and we were two of the only people who realized, holy shit, there's so much toxic shit going on, and a lot of these
Toxic masculinity. That's what he really means.
people are turning into just cesspools of human garbage.
Yeah. Sargon. That's you, pal. Human garbage, bro.
And we made fun of them, and we both paid a price. You know, both of our channels lost momentum. We lost pay.
Yeah, I wonder why, because you got every social issue wrong. Hey, Vadim, when's that fucking Vester Flanagan video coming out? We're still waiting for that, like 4 years later, 5 years later.
Patrons and shit like that. And I respect you
Masculinity.
for a lot of that. And I also, the last thing I want to say is I respect you because I think that there have been, you know,
Man, that fucking cock is going really deep right now.
there was a certain small portion of time where you were a part of that. And then you
My father died
recognized,
of
holy shit,
toxic
what am I
masculinity.
doing?
It was a long,
And
slow
I
death.
think that you have really, in a very awesome way, kind of discussed that and like apologized for certain things.
Look at Dusty. He's fucking pinching his fucking nipples right now. He's like, oh, come on, Vadim. Oh, fucking loving it right now, dude. Let's go, bro. Keep on making those positive comments towards me, man.
And I think that
Suck the dick.
that takes a big person to do. So
Big
for
person.
all of those reasons, I have a good deal of respect for you. So, you know, I want to start out by saying that. I want to start out by saying, you know, things on a positive note. But now that that's been said, I guess
Yeah, positive note. Now I'm going to fucking really get on you there, pal.
I'll say, Jesus fucking Christ, Dusty, how could you do this to me? No,
Not funny. By the way, me and Dusty were replying to each other's comments today on Twitter right before I got home. And you know what he said to me? It was an unfair conversation because, get this, guys, because Vadim was on my platform. He was on my channel. So it was uneven for him. These are two men, not even looking at the chat, talking to each other back and forth, right? Two individuals just talking. Doesn't matter whose fucking stream you're on. Unfair. It was unfair because he was on my platform. Suck a dick. Get the fuck out of here. Cold and Dusty. Come and Dusty, whatever.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Such an
It's
ass.
the CO. It's the Codcast. Come of Dusty podcast. Come on, Dusty podcast. There we go. That's a good one.
So let's start at the beginning. Let's slow play this. It's a long show. I appreciate what you said. Feel the same.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Vadim is the genius
nipples
mind
are very
behind the
hard right now.
Creationist Cat channel. If you guys never seen any of his videos, please check that out on YouTube.
There we go. Now fucking
Creationist
see
Cat,
it.
I believe
Now
that is.
COD is right now.
He's
Fucking
been doing that for a while. Built
Deep
up
throwing that shit real hard now.
Nice little following for himself on there. And Vadim was actually one of the few people, as he was talking about, where when I kind of turned against the anti-SJW community, he was one of the few people who actually stuck up for me.
Turn against
and he
the
had my back on that. And I really
SJW
appreciated
community.
that. It was big of him. You know, not many people had my back like that, and it meant a lot to me. And I guess because of that, you and I got added to the same group on Twitter a while back. I think Chris Yossi's in that group. Tim Blake's in that group. I guess a lot of people call that maybe a social
Bunch of pussies. That's what's in that group.
justice warrior group. The evil social justice warriors. Of course, we wouldn't use that term, but
We're all just a bunch of S-Jews.
SJs. So anyway,
They should call it like the White Guilt group. I think that's the name of the group. White Guilt group. Yeah.
about 7 months ago, we decided
The fuck's he drinking? The fuck is that?
we were going to
What the,
do the
the
podcast.
fuck is
We were going
Vadim
to-
drinking, dude?
Give a little background. I
fuck
did
that
the
shit is, man.
podcast a couple years ago. Those of you guys remember, but like I didn't do it live like I'm doing it now. I edited the whole show, and it was like doing a 90-minute video. And it's like, as Vadim can say to this, it's a shitload of work to edit a 90-minute video. I mean,
Imagine if these guys ever fucking like talked about certain social issues and them doing a live stream. Can you imagine that clusterfuck, dude? How misinformed they are. The misinformation that they would fucking like throw out there, like to their audience, and their audience would suck it up, and they would suck it up, dude. It's just fucking amazing, dude. Watch fucking, dude. I'm seriously, dude. Go watch fucking Cold and Dusty's, one of his fucking latest fucking podcasts, dude.
it's so
Pickle juice.
fucking
Is that what that is?
much
Pickle
amount of
juice?
work that, like, I didn't want
Iron
to
Horse,
do
dude. I don't know
anymore,
about that,
so I
bro.
quit doing it.
That's-
So when
sorry.
I pitched the idea,
He's
to
drinking
Vadim
White
and
Guilt.
Tim, I was like, okay, I'm open to do a podcast with you guys, but I don't want to do any of the work, none of it. I want somebody else to produce the show.
Okay.
and I want-
Okay, this is where Vadim gets really offended. Like Cold Dusty, I think he's being honest here. I'm like, what I have seen in this video so far, this comment, this statement that Cold Dusty's making, Dusty, whatever, COD, it seems like he's being honest here. Like, listen, I came to you, and this is his narcissistic behavior. I'm like, this is Dusty all the way. Like, listen, I came to you. I want you to do the podcast, okay? You can handle all the production, all that shit, dude. I just want to come up and show up and speak about certain topics and then leave. You do the production. You post a video. Golden, right? Boom. Awesome. That's what and there's people out there that do that. There's people that do that. I've done it on the Skeptic Fence show. Bring people, just whatever. You want to co-host? Okay, that's fine, dude. These are topics. I give them the itinerary, which I don't know why Vadim later on says, well, I had the itinerary. Give it to your other host, dude, so you can look at it to see where the time frames are. All right, and we'll go over that here. I think it's like 10, 15 minutes comes up. But like, dude, come on, man. It's like, what the fuck? It's amazing.
do nothing.
Dusty, two things.
Okay. What part?
So let me rewind that real quick. We got to listen to that one more time.
Like, I didn't want to do that anymore, so I quit doing it. So when I pitched the idea to Vadim and Tim,
You said
I was
do
like,
twice.
okay, I'm open to
take a
do a
do-do
podcast
action.
with you guys, but I don't want to do any of the work, none of it. I want somebody else to produce the show,
Okay.
and I want to do nothing.
So he's trying to cut him off.
Dusty, two things.
So Vadim tries to cut him off, dude, because Vadim doesn't like that, dude. Oh, what's going to happen now? Vadim's going to move the fucking goalpost. Couple red herons out there, scapegoat to shit. Here we go.
Two things.
Okay. What part of my line got out here?
No. Well,
You
I
know.
do have something to interject on that.
Okay.
But I have something else to say that I think we should get into. I mean, it's really difficult. I wish that I was not muted in the beginning, because I think
Correct,
that
Elbow.
and I guess we'll talk about these things as we go on. Hopefully we'll stumble upon them as we go.
Yeah, it's a long
But
show.
Man, this is how you know how narcissistic somebody is. And to be honest with you, I've been watching their facial expressions last night. I was watching their facial expressions last night. And Vadim is so narcissistic. He's like, he closes his eyes. Cold Dusty, I had this vision of the podcast. And he just closes his fucking eyes. It's just so fucking irritating. I just want to punch his fucking Fat Raccoon face. I'm not a violent guy, but I'm just saying.
we got to build it up.
But I do want to say that there are numerous ways, and I don't think you're lying. I don't think that you're a liar. But
Yeah, you're not lying. I don't think you're lying. But this is the butt. This is the butt fallacy, guys. We're gonna get into the butt fallacies with Vadim.
I
Kinda made it seem like I was lying. You're kinda hard on me.
The way that you characterized several things in your opening are just fundamentally untrue. You were never fired. I hope you even though we'll talk about.
We'll talk about that, but I'll get straight to the point. Vadim, you posted a video before fucking Dusty got up, saying that. Oh, you listen, dude. The Cock Boys. What's the name of the show? Cock Boys. Gotcha Boys. Gotcha Boys is done. It's over. I'm not doing this. I might in the future fucking do the show. But you know we're not doing it anymore, Dusty. Because you know why? Because which we'll get into, is because you don't want to delete your Patreon on your personal show on your personal channel. Even though Dusty said I would give you so many promotion, I would give you so much promotion for the Cock Boys, and yeah, so Vadim, dude. Incredibly narcissistic, dude. The egos in this conversation are just like... Now, it's okay to have an ego here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a small ego. That's fine. As long as you don't take it too far where it turns into being a narcissistic... narcissistic behavior. Narcissistic behavior, that's what it boils down to. There's nothing wrong with having a small ego, man.
You sent me video... You made a video last night without even talking to me, saying that you were canceling the show because I didn't...
By the way, Vadim just fucking purchased a $3,000 computer for the fucking Cockboy show. And apparently the $3,000 computer is not really working out for him because the video looks like shit. His audio keeps on cutting out. Maybe he should get a $3,000 internet access. That would probably help him with his fucking lag spikes.
My Patreon, and then you talked about openly about doing the show with other people. That's being fired, dude.
Sure, no.
That's fired.
Oh, okay. That's another thing.
All right, let's rewind that 10 seconds.
Being fired, dude.
Sure, no.
That's fired.
Oh, okay. That's another thing. I never look. We can even go through the messages if you want. I never said.
And fucking Dusty goes through the messages. That's the funny part later on. Watch this shit. I never said. Look at his fucking eyes. Look at those fucking eyes. Look how, dude, raccoon eyes, dude. Look at that shit, dude. Look how fucking. Look at the dark shadow on those fucking eyes, dude. Oh my god, looks like he has two black eyes.
Anything about doing the show with other people? I even said
yeah,
when you when
yeah, he did.
We'll get into
that.
Dude. Find the message.
Watch this shit.
You suggested
that
we find other people. And I can say right here. You said you could take the ball and run it with it and keep the money.
We'll
and
see.
I said,
I bring it back in one way or another down the line. I kind of feel like I have to. You're talking about you feel like you have to bring the show back in one way or the other. Obviously, without
wait. Where are you reading?
I'm reading a tweet from Beta Tom York.
Beta
to Liberal Synergy Project.
Beta
says,
Tom.
We'll see. Might bring it back in another way down the line. I kind of feel like I have.
Yeah, sure. That was decided like today. I'm talking about the conversation that we had before things, before there was a firing, which was not a firing.
Okay, but we agree. You're talking about bringing the show out without me.
You canceled the fucking show as of now. You can't. You fucking produced one fucking episode 1 of the Cock Boys. And you fired him, dude. You're like, listen, I'm gonna, stop the fucking show right now because, it's just you didn't want to delete your fucking Patreon for your personal fucking podcast. Come on, Dusty, podcast.
Right?
What?
You are
no.
You're not talking about bringing the show back without me. You've never mentioned bringing the show back in any way without me. Really.
I had not mentioned it
I'm talking
until
about now. Right now. To this point, you brought it up, right?
Probably Shane.
You're planning on bringing the show back.
Yes.
Okay.
No. I am thinking of bringing the show back. I'm thinking of possibly because I am going to transition the CC channel into doing more stuff on my own, and yeah, I might do that format. I didn't think I was going to at first.
And you talked about putting a little question mark over my face in the intro. You talked about that already, right? You did, right? I'm not lying about this.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. But that was this is see look
the butt fallacy.
This is well after. Let's unpack this at the times that everything occurred. Okay.
So we're slow playing it. So let's go back to
because
all right, let me take a piss, man. This is fucking hilarious, man. It gets really fucking good here soon, man. Hold on. Let me take a pee. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Here, just look at fucking Vadim's open mouth because that's where fucking cold Dusty's dick is. Water's cold. Man, that water was cold. Hold on, guys. I gotta enjoy this. Hold on. Hold on. You know what? I got off tomorrow, man. I need to enjoy this. I just need to enjoy this. This is getting funny. Beat me to it, Hellbound. Goddamn, sure. Sure. No. Yeah. He's like a fucking record skipping, bro. All right, let's go. And we're back. Let's go.
Beginning, like I was trying to do.
I think that makes
to begin with.
All right, can we? Yeah, I think
Here comes a fat pig right now.
it's good to go back. Let's start at the
so just
beginning.
put a
7
fucking
months
beer.
ago,
Fuck this.
we decided
Get
we
off
were
tomorrow.
going to do this podcast, and I said right off the bat, I didn't want to do anything. Like, I just want to show up. I want to be the host of the show, just like I'm doing on this show. I want to show up, and I want to speak, and I want somebody else to pull up the topics I'm talking about, upload the videos, and handle the Patreon stuff, handle the merchandise.
Oh, okay.
do all the background
No.
stuff.
Well, I
And
have
that's-
to.
And that's fine. That's a legitimate point by Dusty. You know, he sees himself as the superior when it comes to the trio, the threesome. And, you know, he sees himself like, listen, I got 350,000 viewers or subs on my channel. I can help the cock boys out. No problem. I can fucking help the cock boys out, the soy boy channel. That's fine. I can help this out. So I'll do promotions. And he gets in that. Like, listen, we only produced 1 episode in 7 months, dude. I'm not going to sit here and make a promo on my channel to 350,000 people when we only have 1 episode. Legitimate point. It's valid. I like it, okay? It happens, all right? So for the most part, not for the most part, yeah, for the most part, Cole Dusty handles himself very well. I disagree with him on many points, which I'll get to.
what I wanted to do, and
I have to interject
Okay, go
there,
ahead.
okay? When
Get
we
to you.
talked, and look, I'll take the blame, or not take all the blame, but I'll take part of the blame for the miscommunication. But
it wasn't
it was
miscommunication.
entirely.
I was very clear. I said it directly as I
Dusty,
could.
Dusty, allow me to
You can,
speak,
go ahead,
please.
I never seen a cluster fuck like this when it comes to creating a fucking podcast. You know, it handles. Yeah, I know. The fat pig's fucking speaking right now. But listen, guys, when it comes to like creating a podcast, all 3 of you guys get in a room and you discuss this shit. Say, listen, I'll host a show. I'll produce the show. I'll be the guy that's takes care of XSplit or OBS, and I'll handle all the fucking like different scenes that we have, and we'll go that route. It's fine. I'll do the final edit. You know, this is not even a live show, guys. So remember, this show that they created, it's not even a fucking live show. I think live shows are way more fucking entertaining than producing a show where you got to edit shit and edit people's opinions, which they get to here. You're editing people's opinions. It's fucking nonsense, dude. It's fucking immature. Let people speak. If you have a problem, just rebut them, you know?
Well, thank you. I deserved some time to explain this. I would not have agreed to that. What I was agreeing to do, which is a huge amount, I was agreeing to do all of the actual production of the show, which is put the things together, do the OBS, get the video uploaded, all things having to do with that, kind of formatting the show, all of that. That is what I understood.
Yeah, you're the producer, correct.
Now, I'm not saying that, you were lying to me or anything, but when we
I'm not saying that you're lying to me. You claimed that he was fucking lying like not even 2 minutes ago, Vadim.
talked, I was under the impression that I was taking care of purely the production, not the Patreon, not the like. I thought I was going to get a little bit of help from you, from you at least. Tim, who I just want to throw out there. I don't think we should talk about Tim that much because he kind of just wants to be
Tim's a
as
boss.
involved as little. Tim is fucking awesome. He's
I think
a
we both agree
hilarious,
Tim had
great
nothing to
guy.
do with this. Is in no way to blame whatsoever.
Yeah, I would not lay any blame on him, and I just know that he just kind of wants to be left out as much as possible. So from this point
Oh, I fucked up. Sorry.
forward, let's just try and mention him as little as possible. But anyhow, where was I? Yeah, as far as the production goes, That was my understanding. And
But
and
I did
and
specifically tell you though. I even went through the Patreon. I listed everything I didn't want to do. I said the only thing I want to do is show up and talk for 90 minutes. I was really clear about that.
And I believe Dusty on this. I totally believe Dusty on this. Because Vadim, this whole conversation, he moves the goalpost and throws out these red herons. And it's just absolutely immature on his part, dude. And I believe Dusty, because that's his mentality. That's his, standard. He just wants to come, show up, do his thing. He has 350,000 subscribers. That's all he wants to do, man. So for the most part, I'm going to agree with Dusty on many things. I do disagree with him on some points, like I stated earlier, but we'll get to those.
From the very first thing I said.
well, there's a lot.
Now, then, well, let's move the goalpost a little bit more. Here we go.
A lot of things that I feel like I was 100% clear about that.
So you're not going to say that he was clear that he just wants to show up. He wants you to take care of the production. He's going to throw you some topics that he wants to talk about, include them in the show. And he just wants to show up. He gets the itinerary. He knows exactly what we're going to be talking about in what, I guess, in what order. That's how it works, man. I mean, like, Vadim has zero fucking experience on hosting a podcast. Zero experience. Unlike me, I have 6+ years. Okay, so I'm trying to help these fucking douchebags out, but will they take my fucking advice? Probably not. Fuck these fucking soy boys.
That you clearly did not understand after numerous times that I said them. So, I mean, I think that you are kind of having a selective memory here because if there was a point where you were like, yes, you have to do all of that and the Patreon and the social media, I would have said, well, I'm going to need a little bit of help.
I
with
did
some
say
of these
that, and you
things.
didn't say any of that. I literally said,
Yep.
I went through the list of things I didn't want to do and mentioned all of this stuff and said I don't want to do any
Well-
of it but show up for 90 minutes so we can talk. I literally was
I believe
so
Dusty
clear
on this
about
point.
You were clear. You were clear about that in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah, of
the
course, it was clear.
production
I even
aspect
mentioned
of it.
Patreon. I mentioned all of this stuff. I
Okay,
mentioned
we
SoundCloud.
will.
I mentioned it
we
all.
will.
Well, that's the production is everything, Vadim. That's what production. You're taking care of everything. When you say you're doing the production, you're basically taking care of everything, pal. Okay. So you're sitting there, you're taking care of the OBS, you're taking care of the itinerary. You give the itinerary to the host. The host come in. They review the itinerary, they review the topics, they get some facts, evidence, they do a little research, and then they come to the fucking show on the recording day and they spew their opinions on stuff. Be it false, subjective, true, factual. That's what it boils down to, Vadim. And this is what fucking Dusty is fucking saying to you. Easy, fucking simple.
We will agree to disagree. No, you even
No,
said
you're
that
not
you were
gonna
going
agree
to
to
set up
disagree,
the
man.
SoundCloud. You
I
said
did
that,
because you
that
guys
was
You're
one
wrong,
of the few
Vadim.
things.
The SoundCloud, so I did. I registered the website. I registered
That
the
was
Twitter.
one
I made
of the
email account.
Yes,
I didn't want
yes,
to do any
that
of that, but I did it anyway
Yes,
because you guys wanted me
thank
to.
you. That was one of the very few things that you were willing to do, and thank you for doing that.
Okay,
They
can
claim they
we,
do. Hellbound, by the way.
because it's already getting tense.
Excuse me, I just heard a moo. Did anybody hear that moo?
Like, can we put forward that sometimes people miscommunicate and don't understand each other?
No.
Even when they
No. Well, yeah, of course, to a certain point, but 7 fucking months creating this fucking show? Yeah, come on.
try, and
Oh,
that
God.
doesn't necessarily mean that, anybody's
Yeah.
doing it intentionally or in bad faith. But
Yeah,
sometimes you can misunderstand people.
Look,
Exactly, which is why I said in the beginning that I am totally willing to take half the blame for this miscommunication.
I totally understand that you did not understand how much work it was going to be. I knew because I had done it before, and I was.
There's not that much work to create a podcast, dude. You create basic graphics, basic backgrounds like I got going on right now. Oh, excuse me. And you only really have to have 7 or 8 scenes, right? So you have one scene for your videos that you can watch live if you want to do this, right? Then you have 3 for the host. So you got 1, 2, 3 for the host because they have 3 hosts, right? Then you have 1 for a starting soon. Then you got a break. You can do a break video. So if you guys take a break, okay. And then you have your main screen, your main fucking screen that you have all 3 people on. You screen cap them like if you're on Skype, and that's it. It's pretty fucking easy to set up a fucking basic fucking podcast. Very easy, especially a video podcast. You know, live stream podcast. Very easy to fucking set up, man. It's not that hard, man. I think when I redid the graphics for the Skeptic Fan Show, I think it took me maybe like 8 hours, 9 hours to create a whole new format. It's not fucking hard to do, man. Vadim's like, oh, dude, all this fucking time to do this and that. It's not that fucking hard to record a fucking live show. Even if it's off stream, it's really not that fucking hard. I'm like, you don't even have to create all these scenes, dude. You can just fucking do it on the back end when it comes to your video production, when it comes to your video editing. It's so fucking easy, man. It's not that hard, dude. It really isn't.
Trying to warn you, but I understand you did not understand what I was trying to warn you of. But I was very clear about it. Now, I didn't mislead you at all. I said exactly what I meant, and I did exactly what I said for the most part. So we're making the one video. All right. Well, so let's move on.
We will agree to disagree on that.
No, it doesn't work that way, Vadim.
Okay.
We'll get there.
You're fucking clearly fucking wrong.
I completely agree that I agreed to do all of the production aspects, and I did not think that I was going to have all these other things foisted on me.
What are the other things? I don't know. Patreon. I took care of my Patreon. I'm like, what else? It's not that hard, Vadim.
But you know what? Eventually, I took on that responsibility. I was, there was a certain point, and we'll get to it, where I felt it was very fair for me to ask you to do it. And I do have to say, Dusty,
to do what? I still don't understand what Vadim asked fucking Cold and Dusty to do. That still has not been clear. I don't think they actually make that clear. Dusty should have asked him, what are you talking about? What things was I supposed to do? I don't think they get there. They might get there, but I don't think so. Let me rewind. It's just about 10 seconds.
But I was very clear about it. Now, I didn't mislead you at all. I said exactly what I meant, and I did exactly what I said for the most part. So we're making the one video. All right. Well, so let's move on.
We will agree to disagree on that. Okay.
We'll get there.
I completely agree that I agreed to do all of the production aspects.
Yes.
And I did.
Let's define what your production was built around. Like, what did you have to do?
Did not think that I was going to have all these other things foisted on me. But you know what? Eventually, I took on that responsibility. I was, there was a certain point, and we'll get to it, where I felt it was very fair for me to ask you to do it. And I do have to say, Dusty, you talk all the time about how you spend most of your day smoking weed and playing video games. So
look at Dusty's face. Look at Dusty's face. He's like, yeah, dude, I smoke weed all day and I fucking play video games. Hey, guys, guess what? When I work 50 hours a week on Friday and Saturday night, dude, I drink beer and I fucking smoke cigarettes and I fucking play games. Thumbs up on that, too. Who gives a fuck, dude? Who gives a fuck? What was that, a jab at him, like saying that he's a loser because he smokes weed and plays video games? Who cares? Who fucking cares, Vadim? Nice jab. Doesn't work because look how excited Dusty is. He's like, yeah, that's what I do, bro. So what?
I do think that the fact that you are absolutely unwilling to do anything but show up when I'm doing an extraordinary amount of work is, I don't know.
Well, you're the production guy. What extraordinary work do you have to do, bro? It's not that hard when it comes to a guy doing production for a podcast.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's sort of just like
you can't describe it, dude.
Behavior.
You can't describe it. That's why. He's saying he's a diva. To a certain point, he is. Let's be honest here, Dusty. But to say, like, I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, because you can't, Vadim. You can't.
Talent. I'm the talent of the show. That's what talent does. Talent shows up and performs and then goes back to their trailer and hangs out with their girl.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. The talent shows up. Here we go. Here's the narcissistic behaviors coming up. Here we go.
We're all talent on. We're all talent on the show.
Yeah, but it's not really the vision I had for the show. You guys were supposed to be, it was supposed to be my show, and you guys were supposed to be backing me up. That's the way it was supposed to go.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about what what expectations that we had,
this is great.
I didn't have the expectation of you starting your own podcast. You never even told us.
We're not there yet. Let's build up to it, though. We're not there yet. All right.
All right. Let me talk about podcast here. All right. So what happened? I had TJ, Drew, Paul, and myself for the Skeptic Fan Show. So what happened? Drew and TJ went to do their own podcast. It's called Still, and they're still live today. They do it every Tuesday night. It's a pretty good podcast. It's called the Goddamn Podcast. So TJ came to me respectively, and he didn't have to. He's like, listen, we're going to do our own podcast. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as you don't do it on Saturdays, I'm cool with that. I'm like, no, we're going to do it on Tuesday night. I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine. So why couldn't they have an agreement here? Why couldn't Vadim talk to Dusty and say, hey, Dusty, what night are you going to hold your fucking live shows? All right? Now, the Cockboys, they don't do their own live show. They do it behind the scenes, offline, and then they post it. Okay, so what? Who gives a fuck? As long as it's not on the same night or you're posting a video on the same night that he does his live show, even though that would be beneficial for the Cockboys. So when Cold of Dusty does his fucking like live show, they could post a new video on the Cockboys channel and then he could fucking promote it, right? What's wrong with that? I think that's great. But no, Vadim wants Cold of Dusty for himself. You know why? Because he wants to bleed those subscribers of the Cockboys. It's exactly what he wants, dude. Vadim has always been like this, targeting larger YouTubes, just so he can sensationalize himself, thinking that he's like the greatest fucking guy out there, the greatest channel out there. That's what he does. It's exactly what he does. He's done this with Dark Matter. He's done it with Jacqueline Glenn. He did it with many other fucking popular YouTubers. He always thinks that he is owed a promotion from these larger fucking channels. Prove me fucking wrong. I've been here 10 years on fucking YouTube, dude. I know his fucking attitude. I know what he's about. I've talked to him personally. He's incredibly narcissistic, man. Incredibly narcissistic. You think he's like the best thing that's fucking happened on YouTube. And he's still sitting at 60,000 subs 3 years later.
I think we should go sequentially.
Yeah, we got to build up to it. All right, so anyway, so we agreed to do the show 7 months ago, and then so it took us about a month to decide on the name of the show, I think. Now, I'm not just blaming you for how slow it took the show to process. Something about the combination of me, you, and Tim just made things not get done fast at all. And it's not I'm putting any blame on you. It's just there was something about the group dynamic that things just didn't get done fast. And so it took us a very long time to... So before you get mad, let's talk about some of the names that we came up with. Like, I think one of the early names we were going to...
This is the best, dude. Watch how fucking upset Vadim gets. He goes... right into the microphone. Watch this. This is the best.
Oh, and then so it took us about a month to decide on the name of the show, I think. Now, I'm not just blaming you for how slow it took the show to process. Something about the combination of me, you, and Tim just made things not get done fast at all.
Here it comes.
It's not I'm putting any blame on you. It's just there was something about the group dynamic that things just didn't get done fast. And so it took us a very long time to... So before you get mad, let's talk about some of the names that we came up with. Vadim. Like, I think one of the early names we were going to call it... I wanted to call it the Pain Cave. Like, nobody liked that name. I wanted to call it the Pretty Pain Cave because I thought it's from my Wayne's World episode.
Dude, look at Vadim's facial expressions here, man. This is fucking amazing, dude. Vadim, imagine he was swallowing a load there. Most likely. Virtual? Most likely, dude.
Wayne's World sings about the Pretty Pain Cave, and you guys hated that idea. And then we were going to call it the Salt Left, but nobody liked that idea.
These names are fucking stupid, dude. Listen to these fucking podcast names. They're all fucking retarded. I mean, like, this is how stupid these guys are. They can't come up with a fucking creative name for a podcast. Now, I came up with 8 years ago, the Skeptic Fence Show. When the skeptic community was really big back then, Skeptic Fence Show. Skeptic Fence, you're on the fence. We're trying to talk to these religious people that are on the fence of religion. Be skeptical. It's either you're on this side of the fence or that side of the fence. I came up with that name, Skeptic Fence Show. It's a great fucking name. Back then it was. I don't know how great it is now. But yeah, it's a fucking good name for a podcast. These guys, listen to these fucking names. Hilarious, dude. It's like hilarious, but they're stupid.
Yeah. And then the one I liked was Lobster Apocalypse.
Lobster Apocalypse.
I thought that was a pretty good one. But then we feel like we'd be tied too much to Jordan Peterson with that one. And can you remember any of the rest of them that we passed on?
The only one that I'm remembering right now, it's just a very random one, is Au revoir, Left Enfant, which...
That's a great name for a podcast, dude. French.
Is a reference to a 1980s French film that won an Academy Award.
Yeah, everybody knows that one, Vadim.
And it's a totally awful title, but it's the only one that I remember right now.
I don't even remember that one. That's how bad it was.
There are some really funny ones. There was oh man. You know what? I'll probably remember some later and kind of kick myself for not remembering the good ones.
Okay.
But
Let's continue on. So
yeah, because that French one was terrible.
That was bad.
And I thought the pain cave sounded like a BDSM.
Pretty
thing,
pain cave.
Guys, I do feel like it's fair for me to try and bring up some of the points that you brought up in your opening.
Well, we're not there yet, though. We're going to get there.
Yeah, but all right.
We're working our way.
You said all these things that were just not true.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my god, here we go, dude. See his eyes. Isn't that true? So apparently, if Vadim Newquest is watching the show right now, he just sent me a Twitter. Can I join? So Vadim, the fat fucking raccoon, wants to join me. I don't think so, Vadim. All right. I'm here to pick your fucking immaturity apart. That's what I'm here to do. So hopefully you're listening to my fucking points, and hopefully you learn from what I have to say. Okay, pal? So yeah, Vadim, I just retweeted on fucking my Twitter. He wants to join. Okay.
Well, we'll work our way there. I promise you. I promise you'll get to talk about it. So anyway,
right. Thank you for that promise.
It took about a month or more to figure out the name of the show, and then we were discussing.
It's like you were a month. Dude, I ain't fucking bring that fucking asshole in here. So yeah, it took him a month to figure out the name of the show. A month. Think about that, guys. A month. Fucking do it. I ain't doing it, Grant. Grant, why don't you come the fuck in? I ain't bringing that fucking fat raccoon in.
Discussing how the show was going to be set up.
Because he's going to talk over me.
I wanted to run the show. I said I should be the host of the show. I should be introducing all the segments. You and Tim should be backing me up, and you should be pulling up stuff as I talk about it. I should be mainly picking the segments for the show. This is what we discussed, and then you decided somewhere along.
Don't worry, when this video is done, it's going to have thousands of views. I don't give a fuck, dude. So, just exposing his fucking immaturity and his fucking narcissistic behavior.
The way that you were going to be the host of the show.
No. Here we go. And he actually admits this later on, which is fucking phenomenal. Let me rewind that just a little bit.
Segments. You and Tim should be backing me up, and
scared. I'm not scared.
You should be pulling up stuff as I talk about it. I should be mainly picking the segments for the show. This is what we discussed, and then you decided somewhere along the way that you were going to be the host of the show.
No.
Me and Tim both told you that you took over the show. We both made this very clear. The truth is coming out. Me and Tim both specifically told you this is clearly your show now.
The funny thing is, he actually agrees to this later on, right? So Vadim's like, no. I'm just a producer. You know, I'm making the itinerary. I'm taking care of this. I'm taking care of that. And yeah, guys, I don't like what you're saying when I'm recording the first episode, so let's not say that, because I don't like your opinion on this topic. So we're going to re-record this segment. Oh, it gets there, guys. So if you don't think Vadim was the main host, the main guy that made the decisions, oh God, you guys are so fucking wrong, because it gets there. This is fucking hilarious. Give me a second to put on some cotton in my ears. Vadim's voice is piercing. I was about to go to sleep. If Vadim comes on, I'll brew some coffee and stay up. And no Marino. All right, maybe I'll bring him in. Who knows? We'll see.
You've clearly taken over the show, and it's your show. Vadim. We told you that. Did we not tell you that?
Dusty, you continually are not giving me an opportunity to speak, and you're continually talking over me. Okay, what are you afraid of here? What are you afraid of?
I'm just setting the table. So go ahead and speak.
I want to say that we shouldn't talk about what.
Is that a moo? Can you guys hear that moo? Somebody's mooing during the live stream here. Oh, that's Chrisiosity. Sorry, guys.
Tim did or did not say. And I mean that for both of you, just because he's not here to verify that.
It's relevant what he said.
It's relevant, but there's like, we have no way to verify that. And Vadim could come back and say.
You could ask him. It's very easy to verify all this stuff. He's available on Twitter. He'll answer if you ask him.
Tim specifically told me that he wanted as little to do with any of this, that he doesn't want to have anything to do with.
And so did Dusty, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, the way Dusty's talking right now, I fucking believe him.
This discussion. So it is, in my mind, just disrespectful to him.
You can verify that he said this. You were there. You know that we both told you that you were taking over the show, that it was your show now.
You keep doing it. You keep doing it, dude. You keep doing it. Just please, just leave him out of it. It's not that I believe.
And you bring him back in, Vadim. You bring him in and say, we as in you and Tim. You do this as well, man. So stop with the contradiction here. Bro, Jesus Christ. Who hasn't been blocked by Steve? My real question is, does Steve block Vadim on Twitter? Probably. I like Tim. I don't know who this Tim guy is, to be honest with you guys, so I have nothing to say about this guy, Tim. But I'm sure he's a fucking idiot.
me,
especially if he's part of this crew.
there are things that I could easily say that he brought up. That would back up certain things that I would have to say, but I'm not going to do it because I know.
But the funny thing is, you do it later on.
That he doesn't want to be involved with this.
Yeah, I just think it should be from this point on decided that we're not going to bring up things that Tim would have to verify because that puts him in an awkward position by any.
Even though I fucking agree with Moo here. Moo is correct. You know, you don't want to talk about somebody or put words in their mouth that they really didn't say. So I agree with that to a certain point. Okay, I really do. All right, so Moo is correct here.
Buddy.
Okay, well, I told you, and somebody else we won't name also told you that you were taking over the show completely, and it was your show now. And we were okay with that. We were willing just to back you up.
Somebody else besides Tim, who
I
who's
don't know. Somebody that can't be named, but somebody told you that it was your show now, and you had taken it over, and we were willing to support you. We were willing to back you up and just be support for you, but it was clear it was your show that you had taken over. Now, is that not true?
No, it's not. I never looked at it that way. I kept on telling you guys that I did not look at it in that fashion, and the reason.
But we told you that.
Dusty, you gotta let me talk here, okay? Please. Well, then just.
Grant, do me a favor. Give Vadim Newquest, if you have him on Twitter. Talk to him if you can. Reply to my comment on Twitter and give him my Discord information if you can. If you can. If you can do that for me, pal, that'd be appreciative.
Just don't interrupt, please. Okay. The point that you guys I'm not going to bring up Tim, but the point.
He just brought him up like well, I'm not going to bring up Tim.
Taken over now. Is that not true?
No, it's not. I never looked at it that way. I kept on telling you guys that I did not look at it in that fashion, and the reason.
But we told you that.
Dusty, you gotta let me talk here, okay? Please. Well, then just don't interrupt, please. Okay. The point that you guys I'm not going to bring up Tim, but the point that you guys said that was at the point that, I mean, it's obvious if someone is the producer of a show and is coming up with all the segments. You guys don't know what segments we're going to be talking about. You don't know the order of the segments. It just makes perfect sense that someone like me, I mean, believe me, I would have loved for you guys.
I'm going to stop you there, Vadim, of course. So you're claiming here like none of these guys would know the order of the itinerary. So when you have the itinerary, because, you know, I'll say it again, 6 years doing a podcast. When it comes to itinerary, you guys get together for a production meeting. Okay, it's called a production meeting a couple days before the show. So you pick your topics, you go over the topics, you come up with stats, come up with facts. You have talking points, okay, bullet points that you guys make. All right, and that's how you do your production meeting. Okay, then you make the itinerary. The production guy makes the itinerary like I did, and you say, okay, this is topic number 1. This is topic number 2, 3. We're going to take a little break. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to watch a funny video. And topic number 3 is after that, topic number 4, topic number 5. And you send the itinerary out to your other host, okay? So this is the order. This is the order. This is what we're going to talk about. These are the bullet points. Pretty fucking easy. It's not too hard. Don't sit here and claim like, well, I have the itinerary. You guys don't know what topics are next. Don't even give me that bullshit, bro. It's easy. You have a production meeting a couple days before. It's easy, man. It's fuck. I can't believe these guys are so stupid that they can't come up with this type of, the way of doing things. You know what I mean? It's just it's so easy to do. You create itinerary. You guys talk about it in a production meeting, and you fucking send out the itinerary. You know, on WordPad, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's so fucking easy. But for him to claim this right now, it just doesn't make any sense.
The point that you guys said that was at the point that, I mean, it's obvious if someone is the producer of a show and is coming up
it's like
with
watching two
all
little
the
girls
segments,
fight over who
you
has
guys don't
a prettier
know
pink dress.
what segments we're going to be talking about. You don't
Petered
know
out,
the
man.
order
It's a
of
good
the
one, man.
segments. It just makes perfect sense that someone like me, I mean, believe me, I would have loved for you guys to have, and if you look at the final edit, you guys are talking just as much, if not more than me. And I would have loved for you guys to kind of take in more of like the hosting duties, but what that would have required is more discussion, having more meetings where I say, okay, I'm going to do this, so you take this part right here and that. And as you said, all you were willing to do was just show up and do your 90 minutes. So it is absolutely logical that I sort of became the person, the de facto person to just manage things. That's just logic, bro. Like, you should not look at this as me like staging some sort of insurrection and taking over the show. That was never my intention. And I also wanted to incorporate you guys as much as possible.
Okay, my turn.
Go for it.
Okay, so I sent you at least 10 different show ideas for what the first episode should be. You used absolutely none of what I sent you. You picked 100% of the topics. You controlled the show. You even told us. You even told me and somebody else I'm not going to mention.
You sent me 3 topics.
Let me...
Go for it. Go for it.
But anyway,
Grant, check your Discord. I sent you a message.
If you guys are talking too much, I'm going to scream at you both to shut the fuck up. I'm going to jokingly scream, God!
All right, listen, we're going to get in this real quick. Let me take a fucking piss, man, because this is where it gets really fucking good, dude. This is golden material here, man. This is fucking, like, slinging the fucking shit. Soy boys are fucking slinging the shit out, bro. Except one of them looks as if she's... fucking hilarious, dude. Let me take a piss, man. Grant, I sent you on Discord, man, the friggin', what do you call it? The Discord channel, man. All right. And I'll go in my private channel here, and I'll bring them in once I'm done reviewing this video in about a half an hour. All right? Because I want everybody to watch this video, listen to my commentary, and it's going to be golden. I'll be right back. Let me put on a song here. Let's put on another Love and Rockets. All right, I'll be right back.
Gotta take a piss!
All you were willing to do was just show up and do your 90 minutes. So it is absolutely logical that I sort of became the person, the de facto person to just manage things. That's just logic, bro.
Okay, I was muted. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Fucking mute ass. I know. It's. By the way, if you watch me on Twitch gaming, I do this quite often, man. So don't worry about it. I know I'm muted. I know I'm muted. I don't need 50,000 comments saying I'm muted. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Love you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna rewind this a little bit. But Just watch it again.
You know, and if you look at the final edit, you
Production
guys
guy fucking
are
up.
talking just as much, if not more than me. And I would have loved for you guys to kind of take in more of like the hosting duties, but what that would have required is that would have required more discussion, you know, having more meetings where I say, okay, I'm going to do this. So
Again, this is a production meeting, like I stated earlier, like 10 minutes ago. You have a production meeting. You go over the itinerary. You talk about what topic is first, second, third, fourth, and what you're going to do. It's not too fucking hard. It's not. I don't know what to say, man. This is just fucking hilarious to me.
So you take this part right here and that, and as you said, all you were willing to do was just show up and do your 90 minutes.
If you show my itinerary or have him in a production meeting and he has the itinerary, it should be pretty, should flow nice and easy.
So it is absolutely logical that I sort of became the person, the de facto person to just manage things. That's just
Production manager, sure.
That's just logic, bro. You know, like you should
Thanks,
not
Virgil.
look at this
Appreciate that.
as me like staging some sort of insurrection and taking over
We say as a resurrection? Erection?
the show. That was never my intention. And I also wanted to incorporate you guys as much as possible.
Okay, remember this quote by Vadim, because this is going to get really, he'll get butt sore right now. He said, I didn't really want to take over the show. I really didn't want to take over the show. I just, you know, have to incorporate you guys in the show. You know, I just didn't want to really take over the show. Remember this point, guys.
Okay, my turn.
Go for it.
Okay, so I sent you at least 10 different show ideas for what the first episode should be. You used absolutely none of what I sent you. You picked 100% of the topics. You controlled the show. You even told us. You even told me and somebody else I'm not going to mention.
You sent me 3 topics.
Let me...
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, 310. What's the fucking difference? Doesn't matter.
But anyway, you even said that if you guys are talking too much, I'm going to scream at you both to shut the fuck up. I'm going to jokingly scream, guys, shut the fuck up.
And to be honest with you, I believe Dusty here, because that is Vadim's character. That's exactly his character. The narcissistic behavior, the movement of the goalpost. I am like the scapegoat and the red herrings that he throws out here throughout the whole video. I'm like, this is his character. This is Vadim's character. Now, Cold Dusty just makes these claims and just puts them out there. He doesn't really try to argue with Vadim. He's just like, I'm throwing this out there. And Vadim can't fucking rebut his fucking, you know, his statements here. And again, for the most part, I believe Dusty more than fucking Vadim on this point. I'm like, for Vadim to pull the show without contacting, supposedly the main host, and just Dusty wakes up and just all of a sudden the show's canceled after one episode. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. And it was canceled because Cold Dusty was doing his own show, because he waited 7 months for them to get the show together. And then Cold Dusty's like, I'm just going to start doing my own show. In the last few months, he's been doing it. And, he started his Patreon, and he just wanted to make some money on what he was doing on his own personal channel, right? So you got to remember, Cold Dusty has the most subs out of, the 3 individuals that were part of this podcast. So it's logical that I'll be like, it's fine. It's fine, Dusty. Yeah, you can have your own podcast. That's fine. But what we'll do is, since we're recording this on the back end, off stream, we'll record it, and then I'll post it on the nights that you are doing your stream. And let's do 2 or 3, so I'm serious about doing this podcast. And we'll do a few of them. And then maybe on the 2nd or 3rd one, man, when you do your live show, just put a promotion out, man. Put a promotion out. Now, when the goddamn podcast created their own fucking podcast on Tuesdays, and the Skeptic Fence show was on Saturdays, same host on both shows, 2 of them, we would cross-promote. You cross-promote. I would get Patreons from their show, and they would get Patreons from my show. It happened. At one point, we were making like $300, $400 on Patreon, and yes, I absorbed my cost for the merchandise first, and then after 2 months, which we'll get into here because they talk about this as well, that the host said, yeah, Joe, take the money for the merch. That's fine. You're selling the merch. That's fine. Take it in. And then eventually I start giving these guys like $120, $180 a month, the other host. And, that happened for many, many months. That's how it works, So if you're the producer, you're the guy doing the things, you're creating the merch, you're taking care of the videos, the video editing, this, that. Yeah, the guys know that you're doing more than they are. So the logical viewpoint should be, well, yeah, I'm like, you have Patreon, you're making $200, $300 a month. Take the money for a month or 2 so you can recoup some of your expenses from making the merchandise and selling the merchandise, and then that's how it fucking works, okay? So Cuddle Dusty says here in a little bit, I'm doing this for free, bro. I got 350,000 subscribers, dude. I'm doing this for free, dude. I'm trying to help the fucking show out, bro. But Vadim is like, nah. I don't like that. I don't like that you're making $160 a month on Patreon doing your own podcast. Come on, Dusty podcast, okay? It's what it boils down to. So, yeah, Dusty doing his own show. I see nothing wrong with that.
So you guys will shut up and let me continue on with the show. You were completely in control of it. In fact, let me finish.
Yeah.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah, but you're totally mischaracterizing that.
You're totally mischaracterizing me, guys. What's wrong?
Steve,
you talked for a long
he
time.
let you. He let you talk.
You're right. Go for it, dude.
You even continuously stopped me and Tim from talking and made us reshoot the segments over and over and over again because you did not like the things that we were saying. We both told you, dude. We just want to free flow and talk, and you're like, no, we have to redo this. It took us how many hours to shoot the first episode? Did it take us because we had to keep reshooting things because you didn't like what we were saying? You completely took over the show, man. It was not the vision of the original show I had. It was the Vadim show, and it was fine, dude. You put out a good show. Your show is good. Like, you should be proud of that show you put on.
So whose show is this really, guys? Is it Vadim show? Because he was editing these guys saying, like, listen, dude, he can't say that, dude. I don't like that opinion. You can't be saying that. So we're going to reshoot the fucking segment. Fucking great, dude. I got to listen. And I believe Dusty on this, man. Because look at Vadim's face, dude. He's embarrassed right now. Vadim's embarrassed that Dusty actually brought up this point. So Vadim's like... So we gotta listen to that again, dude. That was awesome, dude. Dusty.
Shoot the segment.
I don't like you, Dusty, because you're a fucking SJW, but, you know, it's a good point. You're making very reasonable fucking points here. And they seem valid to me to a certain point.
It's over and over and over again because you did not like the things that we were saying. We both told you, dude. We just want to free flow and talk. And you're like, no, we have to redo this. It took us how many hours to shoot the first episode? Did it take us? Because we had to keep reshooting things because you didn't like what we were saying. You completely took over the show, man. It was not the vision of the original show I had. It was the Vadim show, and it was fine, dude. You put out a good show. Your show is good. Like
the Vadim show, dude. How fucking amazing was his facial expressions, Vadim's? And all of a sudden, dude, Dusty was like, dude, it was your show, bro. I keep on saying this whole entire live fucking stream, I was saying it's your show. You're the producer. You didn't like what we said. These are our opinions. You were trying to censor us. You didn't like what he had to say, so we had to reshoot these fucking scenes. That's fucking amazing, bro. Fucking great, bro.
You should be proud of that show you put on. It's an excellent podcast, but it was your podcast, okay? It wasn't mine. It wasn't Tim's. And I told you this. Somebody else told you this. But we did, man, and it's the truth.
Yeah,
the reason why I joking and you even said that it was jokingly, like I certainly would never, like, with malice tell you guys to shut the fuck up, was because we were trying to figure out, we knew that there had to be some sort of time management with
this moving the goalpost again, Vadim. That's not what fucking Dusty just said. Vadim, you fucking idiot. Why don't you go fucking grab your fucking crack pipe, your fucking meth pipe, and fucking take a hit, bro? Because right now it seems like you're fucking high as fuck because you're not listening to what Dusty just said. Dusty was saying, listen, you're trying to fucking censor us. You didn't like some of the shit that we had to say, so we had to recut, we had to redo scenes, we had to re-record scenes, segments, and you're like, oh well, you know, this is the you're not fucking trying to rebut what he was saying. All right, you're not even talking about, you're not even replying with a logical fucking logical response to his fucking comment he just made, dude. It was, listen to it again, guys. 10 seconds.
Shoot the segments over and over and over again because you did not like
Listen
the
what
things that
Vadim
we were
just says.
saying. We both
Fucking
told
insane,
you, dude.
dude.
We just
Move
want
the
to free
goalpost
flow
a
and
little
talk.
bit
And you're like, no, we have to redo this. It took us how many hours to shoot the first episode? Did it take us? Because we had to keep reshooting things because you didn't like what we were saying. You completely took over the show, man. It was not the vision of the original show I had. It was the Vadim show, and it was fine, dude. You put out a good show. Your show is good. Like, you should be proud of that show you put on. It's an excellent podcast, but it was your podcast, okay? Low. It wasn't mine. It wasn't Tim's, and I told you this. Somebody else told you this, but we did, man, and it's the truth.
The reason why I joking, and you even said that it was jokingly, like I certainly would never, like, with malice tell you guys to shut the fuck up, was because we were trying to figure out, we knew that there had to be some sort of time management with we all agreed that we did not want a lot of these podcasts just people go on and on and on certain topics, and the two of you guys often have really funny, awesome, hilarious banter, but there were moments where I would have to move on to the next thing. And
but you censored him. That's what he's saying. You're not fucking making a comment towards his response, or you're not responding to his comment here, saying like you're trying to censor us. You're just saying, oh, listen, you guys just rambled too long, where I just said, hey, listen, we got to re-record this, or I got to cut some of this shit out. It's like, come on, man.
I said that thing about like, hey, maybe here and there, I'll just say like, hey guys, shut the fuck up, was really just in case you guys were going on and on.
Okay, Vadim, here's a little tip here, bud. You ready? Here we go. Vadim, listen to me very clearly here. So if somebody, which I used to do on Skeptic Fence Show, and Grant knows this as well. Grant, back me up on this. So Grant was a host on my show, okay, on the Skeptic Fence Show. So what we used to do was like, hey, listen, guys, we have from 8:10 to 8:15, say 8:10 to 8:20. We got 10 minutes on this topic, okay, guys? So I'll make my points clear, my opinion, the facts, the stats, and then I'll say, hey, Paul, you're next. Okay, Paul, anything else? No. TJ, you're next. TJ, anything else? Andrew, you're next. Drew, you're next. And then Drew will be speaking. I'll be like looking at my clock here. I'm like, okay, we got 2 more minutes. We got 2 more minutes here. Drew, what do you have to say? And then Drew would go on like a 2-3 minute ramble. And I used to have a buffer of 5 to 8 minutes for each topic. So if Drew ran over and then we sort of, cut in here and there, like I would say, okay, Drew, yeah, that's a good point, but how about this? So it's a time frame that you guys should have, right? So you have 10 minutes for a topic, say, and then you have maybe like a buffer of like 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes for overage, okay? It's not, hey guys, shut the fuck up. It doesn't work that way, Vadim, okay? It doesn't work that way, okay? That's just being a fucking asshole if you got to say that, okay? So you got to say, you got to type in chat and Skype. So if you have Skype open, hey guys, Dusty, and I used to do this, and Grant knows this. Okay, Grant, 1 more minute, do 1 more minute, get it off. And he would read it, so he used to have a Skype up, and be like, okay, yeah, that's all I got to say. And then I would move on to the next guy. So as a producer, you have to, like, keep on typing your guys in Skype, all right? So it's a private chat. So that's how you do it. You say, okay, each guy has about 3 minutes to rant, and then we might have some overage. We got, like, a 5-minute buffer here. Okay, that's how it works, man. You just don't say, hey, shut the fuck up, we got to move on. Come on, bro. Listen, if you want the drama, that's fine, dude, but that's not the way you fucking handle a situation. Okay, or at least that type of situation. All right, Vadim, I know you're here watching, man, so take my points, take my advice, all right? Maybe one day you'll have a mediocre fucking podcast, all right?
And we had to move on to the next topic. And I said that to you so that you guys would understand that, like, that I was doing it jokingly, and that there was no, like, the way that you just said that made it sound like I was kind of being a jerk to you guys.
Yeah, when I was control of the show, because it was your show and you were just putting your foot down like it's my show. I'm taking control of it.
No. Again, I am the person. Dusty. It makes perfect sense. If I am the person who is controlling the OBS, and if I'm the person who has to introduce each segment, and you guys don't know what the next segment is, then and there were times as much as
if they don't know what this next segment is because you didn't give them the itinerary. Omega Law in the chat, please.
I could realistically do, I told you guys, like, okay, at this point we're going to talk about this, and I'd like you guys to do intros. So I did try and kind of distribute that as we went on, but that's the only reason why, like, if I ever became some sort of like the head of the show, that's why it makes perfect sense that that anyone who is running the OBS, who knows what the itinerary of the show is, would be doing that. And
again, Vadim, you got to hand out the itinerary to your other host. That's the logical thing to do, pal. Okay.
And again, if you were willing to put a little bit more time into meeting up, into maybe like 1 or 2 nights,
dude,
talking
Can I
about
talk now a little bit? Can I talk about how for 9 hours on 2 different?
I love these fucking rookies, dude. It's so funny. These rookies are trying to like fucking like try to you know, talk it out. Like, how do we run a podcast, guys? How should we do this? How should we compile the information in a production meeting? You make an itinerary, give it out to all your hosts. I think I said that like 6 times already, but I'll keep on saying it because it's logical. That's how you fucking do it.
Nights we sat there, like I literally sat there on the stream for 9 hours.
9 hours.
2 different nights to let you work out your technical difficulties. The show I didn't show up and put a lot of effort into this is just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I had your back the whole fucking time, and I supported the shit out of you by being on here and helping you.
Yes, you did. And you know what? I want to say one thing.
Yeah, he had your back, Vadim, but you didn't have his back. You made a video, showed him the video, and say, you know, the show's over. We're done. And you basically, you know, fired him. You know, I don't know how you could fire somebody if they weren't making any money, but okay, basically you fired him.
I want to say one thing in particular. There was, in terms of most of the shoots we had, I felt like they went fairly well. There was one time where I'll apologize. I'll admit I
just snorted, dude. Speaking of snorting, where the fuck is Chrisiosity at?
Absolutely very far from my best self, because the fact of the matter was, with a lot of these shows, you know that we had all these technical difficulties, and I was literally working from the morning until the late point that we started shooting the show with my friend Robin in order to get all the technical difficulties done. So I was in front of
the question I have to ask is, what were the technical difficulties? It's not that hard to open up OBS or XSplit and just create scenes, backgrounds like I have right now. And again, this is all shitty. I just threw this together tonight real quick. And by the way, I threw this together in like 10 minutes, all these backgrounds. And I just don't understand, like, what were the technical difficulties? I just don't understand. You may have some difficulties when it comes to trying to figure out volume levels and making sure everybody's clear on Skype and do some kind of test recordings to make sure all the volumes are correct. I'm like, that doesn't take that long. That doesn't take all night. That doesn't take 9-10 hours. I'm like, to fix technical difficulties, which I have done in the past in the last 6 years doing a podcast. I'm like, yeah, we had technical difficulties, but they were easily cured within minutes. So it's either you don't know shit about computers, Vadim, and you shouldn't be doing production, and you should let somebody else handle production. I just don't understand with these technical difficulties where you had to work out for days or months or 9 hours a night. I just don't understand it. I don't know, man.
On my computer all day. A lot of these, a couple of the shoots, I had literally one meal that entire day. So yes.
So much for these fucking lag spikes, dude. $3,000 computer guys at work right here. Like I said, he should spend $3,000 on his internet connection.
I particularly did the one where the sound got messed up, where I was not cool, and I apologized for that. You know,
Vadim must be at like 240 fucking 30 frames or 24 frames.
I really do, and but the way that I was that particular episode is not how I was for other shoots.
Well,
and
the other shoots, you kept making us redo them over and over again because you didn't like the stuff we talked about.
Oh, burn, baby. Dusty comes out with it again. Can I get into this? Let me in, Joe. I don't know. Did you join my Discord? No, you haven't joined my Discord yet. Grant gave you my Discord. Talk to Grant. Grant will give you my Discord information. Once I see you join my Discord, I'll bring you in after I'm done this video, or at least close to ending this video.
I mean, repeatedly, you stopped our flow and you made us record the same segments over and over again and told us not to talk about the things we're talking about, which is fine. It's your show. You can do that, but you have to just admit it was your show, man. Just admit it. You'll feel better. You made a good show.
No, I'm not going to feel better because I always looked at it as a three-way, very integral thing.
The other two people didn't see it that way, and we told you that. We literally specifically told you.
Can you stop talking about we talk about just yourself?
Okay.
Just talk about yourself.
I specifically.
There's 3 people in this conversation, or 3 hosts, so it would be a we. So I know you don't want to bring Tim into this conversation, but we as in maybe he was saying maybe you and him, Vadim. I don't know. I can't. I hate fucking backing up Cold Dusty because he was good in the early years, but he just became toxic as of now. So
I told you that.
Yes, you did.
you're not
you
Discord.
Did. You
Well,
did.
that's the only thing I'm using right now. Discord.
And when you did, I told you that I.
By the way, Vadim, Discord is free. Whatever link Grant gave you, you just type it in your browser and then join. Create a name and join. It's that easy, man. All right.
I am sorry that you feel that way, that I'm trying to incorporate you as much as possible. And again, in the edits, if you look at the edits, I think that you have the most close-ups, you have the most laugh lines, you have the most...
Well, let me nip this in the ass. Give him another way to get on. I don't have another way. I don't have Skype right now. Okay, I got rid of Skype. I only do Discord. Everybody has Discord now. Maybe that's one flaw that you had, Vadim. Maybe you should, start a fucking Discord account for all your fans. It's a pretty awesome way to communicate with your fans, and it's pretty easy. So, yeah, Discord. You don't even have to have Discord. You just type in the fucking URL that Grant gave you, one of my mods. You type it in your browser or just copy and paste it right into the browser, and it says, boom, want to join? Click yes, create your name, boom, come in, welcome. I bring you right in. It's so fucking simple.
I should.
What?
I was the talent.
What?
I should. The talent should have the most close-ups.
Hold on, wait. I got to rewind this a little bit because I missed a little bit of this from reading chat. Hold on.
I always looked at it as a three-way, very integral thing.
The other two people didn't see it that way, and we told you that. We literally specifically told you.
Can you stop talking about, we talk about just your...
Hold on. That is Vadim, guys. All right. That I know of. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, it's not Vadim. You're right, that's not Vadim. All right, it's fine.
Yourself.
Okay.
Just talk about yourself.
I specifically told you that.
Yes, you did. You did. And when you did, I told you that I am sorry that you feel that way, that I'm trying to incorporate you as much as possible. And again, in the edits, if you look at the edits, I think that you have the most close-ups, you have the most laugh lines, you have the most...
I should.
What?
I was the talent.
What?
I should. The talent should have the most close-ups. But anyway, let's move on.
Do you believe this shit, dude? Like, Cold Dusty, that's where I disagree with him. Like, yeah, the talent... What talent are we talking about right now, Dusty? What talent? The talent should have the most close-ups? What close-ups as in what? As you're talking, there's a different scene for your face, like I used to do. Check out my channel, guys. Check out all my topics here on the Skeptic Fen Show. When somebody talks, you have a different scene for that person. So I used to have a scene for me, Paul, TJ, and Drew. So when they were talking, I would switch to that scene so they would have a nice big view. So it would have a nice big view of their face as they were talking. So Dusty, this is just narcissistic of you to say this. So yeah, I should be. You should zoom on me because I'm the talent. Come on, dude. Egotistical? Yeah, of course, dude. Is it him? I have no. It might be. It might be him. I have no idea. Guys, you could go to Vadim New Quest's channel and see if the Vester Flanagan video is on there. If it's not on there, then most likely it's him. Okay, let's go.
No. Dusty, that is insulting. Okay, first of all, Tim. No, it is. First of all, is Tim not the talent?
Yeah.
Vadim, you're not supposed to talk about Tim, bro. All right.
The talent, but
okay, so
I was supposed to be the main talent.
So I'm not talented then.
No,
I
you
mean,
guys are supposed to be the backup.
Was there ever a discussion where it was
I hear a moo.
said that
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's an oink oink.
Dusty is the talent, and
yes, I specifically said I want to be the host of the show. I want to run the show. I want you guys to be backup for me. I specifically, very clearly said that.
And I believe Dusty on that.
No.
So you said that you were going to be the talent, but did they ever agree to it?
No,
Clearly
No. That's not true. I would have loved for him to kind of take things over more than was possible. But at a certain point, I said, "Hey guys, this just makes sense because I don't see another way around it because again of the fact that I'm the one who has the itinerary. You guys don't know what."
Vadim, you have a production meeting, and I'll say this again because I keep on saying this. You have an itinerary. Oh, yeah, you do. You have a production meeting. You talk about what topics you want to talk about. You come up with some bullet points. Each person does, and then you give everybody that itinerary so you know what topic you're talking about next. It's pretty easy. Not hard to do.
The topics are, I'm going to be the one who's shifting from one topic to the next. All of those things. I was asked to be the producer, so I just don't see any other way.
All you really had to do was pull up stuff
it.
when I talked about it. All I had to do is say, "Hey, I know what's coming next. I'm going to talk about this," and you pulled it up as I talk about it. That's what the producer does. The producer isn't on air live while taking over the show while the talent is talking. The producer produces in the background. That's what a producer does. He doesn't do both roles. So
I agree with Dusty there to a certain point, 100%. I'm like, there's times when I used to when I produced the show and I did all the, different scenes, screen caps, and the images. I used to sit back and just bring up the images as these guys talked. So Paul and all these guys, my other host on the Skeptic Fan Show, they would give me these screen caps, your information, stats, graphs, this and that I used to screen cap, and I put them in the show into my X time or XSplit here. And I used to show them. So as they were talking, like, hey, Joe, bring up graph number 1. I bring up graph number 1. So that's what a producer does. Let them talk. Let them take care of things. Let them get their opinions out. Let them talk about the facts and the evidence and shit like that. And that's how it works, man. So to a certain point, Dusty is correct here. So you're the producer. When they talk, you bring up stats. You bring up information. You have them only on the screen and let them talk. Because people want to see their face. They don't want to see 4 faces or 3 faces on the screen. They want to see the person that they're talking to. So, yeah, you're going to make a nice big screen cap on Skype and then make it nice and big on the screen so people can see who the fuck's talking. All right? That's what it boils down to. Skeptic Fans, so you have an email you can give Vadim stream so you can get... No, I'm not bringing him on YouTube, dude. He has to come on Discord. It's easy. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to hop in on Discord.
I'm just... what I'm not clear about is... It just seems like this wasn't very well hashed out, and people maybe had different ideas of what.
I mean, it sounds to me, Dusty, like you're mad that it wasn't more your show. I mean, because what I was striving for the entire time was for us to be represented equally, and the only thing
that's how a podcast should be. It should be equally. It shouldn't be like, one person is the main fucking host, okay? Even though I made the Skeptic Fence Show, I never looked at myself as being the main host, okay? I did the intro, I did all the graphics, I did the production for it. But you know what? I introduced all the hosts, and I would really not talk until I was the last person that talked most of the time. So I would introduce a topic, I would read a topic, or I would have those guys. If those guys picked the topic, I would have them read the topic, and they would have their opinion first. Either stating facts, evidence, stats, graphs, this and that. Most of the time, I was the last person to talk because I knew what the time frame was. So as they were done, I would say, okay, looks like I got about 3 minutes left. Okay, let me tell you my opinion. So I would go over my bullet points on that topic, and I would talk about it. That's how it really works, man. Production guy really does sit back a little bit, okay? They're not the main focal point, okay? So...
I was doing what again, and I've said this several times now, is making sure that the segments were introduced. A lot of these things were things that you didn't even know what they were. So how can I just throw...
Again, you keep on bringing up this fucking point, Vadim. What it boils down to is make an itinerary, have a production meeting, get the itinerary out to the fucking other host. Problem fucking solved. But you keep on bringing up this fucking point every fucking 10 minutes. Have a production meeting, make an itinerary, send it out to the host. Super easy.
Throw something up that you don't even know what it is.
Well, we could have picked the topics that I picked, and I would have known what was coming up because I gave you.
So what I'm getting at, Vadim, is like you pick topics that these guys didn't even know you were fucking picking, and you expect them to give their opinion when they don't even know anything about the topic, especially if they need to do a little research. Are you fucking kidding me here, bro? Yeah, so Vadim's going to pick the topics, make the itinerary, and not even tell his host what the topics are or what's going on when it comes to the itinerary. Fucking insane, bro.
A bunch of topics I wanted to talk
insane.
about, and you didn't choose any of them. You picked all the topics 100% yourself, and choose 0 of the topics I picked. That's what happened.
I picked some of the topics.
100% of the topics. I picked 0% of them. You didn't choose anything that I picked.
I can tell you two things that you suggested that I picked. I picked the Pat Robertson thing, and I picked the Jerry Falwell, and I picked the Jerry Falwell.
Anything about Pat Robertson or Jerry Falwell?
Well, I thought you did.
No.
I thought you did.
No. You did give me the Jerry Falwell video where he was talking about, like, you know, how he had like a gun in his pocket and was talking about killing Muslims. You gave me that, well, you did. You absolutely did. And the reason why I chose other things was because No. It.
Look at Dusty laughing. Dusty like it's because it was your show. Fucking amazing, man. So are you guys going to give me instruction on how to get into this chat or what? I told you I'm not listening to the stupid shit. All right, then you're not coming on the fucking channel, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. If you're not listening, I'm not going to bring you in. So why am I going to bring you in if you're not going to listen what I have to say to maybe rebut what I'm saying? No? Okay, well, whatever, Vadim. If that's really you.
It's not because it was my show. It was because I had already had, like, I was trying to even out the rest of the show, and I just and what I was asking you guys for was not necessarily just for topics for, like, at the point that I said to you, hey, can you guys give me more topics? That was also for future episodes and things like that.
All right, let's move on a little bit.
Joe Skip Defense isn't the JRE, Joe Rogan, I guess, podcast. Yet you continue to speak as you're an expert. Just giving you my opinion, man. I'm not saying I'm an expert, dude. I'm an expert when it comes to, if you want to say this, hosting a podcast for 6-7 years. Yeah, I'm like, these guys are douchebags. They canceled their fucking podcast after one fucking episode. Why? Because I'm trying to tell them how you handle a podcast, how you compromise, how you do an itinerary in order, and you give it to your other host, which Vadim fucking never did. He never did this, so whatever. So Kim Jong-un, you're a fucking idiot.
We've been talking about this for 7 months, and after about 6.5 months, we only had one full episode shot.
His ego
and it was around that time, and let me finish. And it was around that time after we filmed the episode, and it was clear I had already told you that you'd taken over the show, and it was clear when you made us shut up and record everything over and over again when you know, like we were talking about, and it was clear when you picked almost all of the topics.
Fucking Vadim's face here, dude. I gotta rewind this. It's great.
Also for future episodes and things like that.
Right, let's move on a little bit. So
narcissistic behavior, blink in the eyes, close the eyes. It's like.
We've been talking about this for 7 months, and after about 6.5 months, we only had one full episode shot. And it was around that time, and let me finish. And it was around that time after we filmed the episode, and it was clear I had already told you that you'd taken over the show, and it was clear when you made us shut up and record everything over and over again when you know, like we were talking about. And
look at his face, dude. He knows he's wrong, dude. Look at that. He's bringing this point up again.
It was clear when you picked almost all of the topics. It was clear that it was your show, and we were both. I won't speak to him. I was fine with that. I was fine being in a supportive role and supporting your show and coming on your show whenever you had time to mess with it. But it was clear that you were having financial difficulties, and you need to put more time into your own channel to make money and stuff. And
all right, we're gonna get to this point right now. Okay, this is a good point. This is gonna be This is a good segment right here, guys. Let me take a piss. I'll be right back. Let me continue the song. We'll be right back, guys. Let me take a piss. By the way, guys, my new studio setup. It's pretty awesome, ain't it? All right, I'll be right back. By the way, Vadim, this computer cost me $1,687, and it has the top fucking gear. And I can run a fucking podcast at 1080, 60 frames, with 4 screens open at the same time. $1,687, I think it was. It was $2,200, but I got like $500 off, so. Yeah, to spend $3,000 on a computer for a podcast, you could buy 2 computers for that, bro. You have a streaming computer and a fucking a computer to host your fucking stream, bro. All right, so. Joe sure does piss a lot. Have you checked your prostate lately, Joe? My prostate's fine, bro. Because I drank, it's my third beer. It's fine. Hey, hey.
And so I was willing to back you up as a support role, but you had not put on the show that
Nah, bro. The caddy Chris. All right, let's get back to this fucking shit show here. All right, let's go.
Also for future episodes and things like that.
All right, let's move on a little bit. So we've been talking about this for 7 months, and after about six and a half months, we only had one full episode shot. And it was around that time, and let me finish. And it was around that time after.
Look at fucking Vadim, dude. This is hilarious. He's like, oh, you know, we were talking for like 7 months, and we only shot one episode. And look at Vadim's like, what the fuck, bro? Why would you say something like that?
After we filmed the episode, and it was clear, I had already told you that you'd taken another show, and it was clear when you made us shut up and record everything over and over again when you didn't like what we were talking about, and it was clear when you picked almost all of the topics. It was clear that it was your show, and we were both. I won't speak to him. I was fine with that. I was fine being in a supportive role and supporting your show and coming on your show whenever you had time to mess with it. But it was clear that you were having financial difficulties and you need to put more time into your own channel to make money and stuff. And so I was willing to back you up as a support role, but you had not put on the show that I wanted to do. It was not the show that I had the vision for. So I thought I could do the show I wanted to do, but also support your show at the same time, and I could do both. And that's why after that first episode, and you had not scheduled another episode immediately thereafter. It was like another month after that. The next episode was scheduled, and I realized there wasn't going to be regular content.
There's so many things.
All right, let me finish. All I wanted to do was have a show where I could talk like this one. You know, I had so many topics I wanted to talk about. And after 7 months of talking about this, we literally only had one episode recorded with not another show scheduled for another month. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to set up my own podcast.
Right. And
that's fine. That's fine. What Dusty just said is totally fine. And I agree with him 100% there. Again, I don't like Cold Dusty, but I agree with him when he's making a nice, reasonable, logical, approach to the situation. So yeah, he's correct. He's like, I have 350,000 subscribers. I gave you maybe a shout out or two on, two of my podcast, Come On Dusty podcast. So yeah, I give a shout out here and there, which he did because I watched the episodes. But listen, 7 months to create one episode, and all of a sudden the next episode didn't have a date, but it's gonna be a month out. Why should Dusty fucking promote the channel as some kind of promotion by itself on his channel to 350,000 subscribers, Vadim? Vadim, you're a sub whore. We know this. This is just an undeniable fact. You did it with Dark Matter, which Dark Matter is one of my best friends here on the webs. And fucking, Jacqueline Glenn, you demanded that she had to make a fucking video promoting your fucking channel because you covered her on, I guess, some topics in the past. This is like 4 or 5 years ago. Right, Vadim, you're a sub whore, and you've been sitting at 60,000 subscribers for the last 3 years. I'm like, you're irrelevant, dude. All right, can I say that again? Vadim, you're irrelevant, dude. A guy that talks as a fucking cat on stream about religion it's not the environment right now, dude. But then you sit here and you fucking bash conservatives like they're wrong, but you make no valid points to criticize them. It's none, dude. It's just you try to make fun of them, appearance-wise and so on and so forth. You're just a fucking idiot now. So that's why nobody is subscribing to you, bud. All right. And it's the reason why I left YouTube to a certain point, dudes, because everybody split up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do my own thing, dude. I'm gaming now. I love my gaming channel, and my community is awesome now. So, but I'm gonna come back here soon on the Skeptic Fence Show, and it's gonna be a weekly show again soon, very soon. Criticizing religion makes someone a dipshit. It's just nowadays, it's just why. I'm like, basically, we won. We won the fight. If you're an anti-theist, we won the fucking fight. So what's the point of it anymore? That's how I look at it. So Vadim, you're still a fucking idiot, and you're still irrelevant. All right.
And you never told us about it, did you?
I shouldn't have to tell you about that, dude. If I want to do my own thing on my channel, and I'm still willing to support your channel, and I was doing it for free. Like me and Tim both agreed to give you 100% of the money indefinitely that you're making on the Gotcha Boys podcast. Yeah. And I was working for free for your show, dude. And I didn't think it would be.
We were all working for free. We were all working for free.
No, Vadim, you weren't. You created a fucking Patreon account, and then the Patreon account was, I'm sure, attached to your email, so into your bank account because you created it, right? So all the money would go to you. And Dusty makes a valid point here. It's like anything that you fucking gained in the next few months would go to you to recoup your losses or your investment into the podcast. That's how anybody should act if you're going to be a host on a show. When somebody's doing most of the work, they invest into a new computer, which the money shouldn't go to recouping the losses of a new computer. That's your own personal investment, and that's what it boils down to. Okay, but yeah, should you recoup your losses? Yeah. When I did the Skeptic Fence show, I had to meet with the guys. I was saying, hey guys, listen, I'm making merchandise. I'm selling merchandise to our fans, and we did. We sold a lot of merch actually on the Skeptic Fence show. And I was like, listen, I need to recoup my losses since I'm putting the money out. I was like, do you mind? It's going to be about $500. And all my hosts said, yeah, no problem, Joe. Yeah, sure, absolutely, dude. I was like, once I hit that 500 mark, dude, which I'll show you guys the evidence, after that, I'll start splitting the money 4 ways. And you know what? After like 3 months, boom, bing, boom, boom. I was sending these guys like $60, $80 a month, $180 a month, $160 a month, and boom, it was great. I even paid for 2 of my hosts to come to DC, and I paid for the room. Grand news, that's grand if you're still here. So we went to the Reason Rally too. I paid for the hotel room. It was beautiful. We were like in the fucking middle of everything. Dude, it was perfect. It was like the main hotel for that fucking, where all the fucking entertainment was. And these guys came, and I picked up Paul at the airport. I picked him up at the airport, and I spent money on dinner. And these guys had their own money, and they treated me to dinner and shit like that. It was great. But it's what it boils down to, man. So you got to work together. If you can't work together, if your egos are gonna fucking intertwine and just like create havoc like this, you guys are not made to work together to make a fucking podcast. You're not meant to be, man. Just give it up. Call to Dusty, do your own thing. Come on, Dusty, do your own thing. Vadim, do your own thing with fucking Tim, and just part ways, bros. That's what it boils down to. You gotta be able to work together, man. If not, it's never gonna work, man. And of course, right here, we're seeing this right now. 1 episode and canceled the fucking show because Call to Dusty didn't want to delete his Patreon on his own personal show on his own personal channel. Fucking amazing, dude. He made an account once he hears me. Vadim, I know it's Vadim because he has 7,000 followers on Twitter. So I just said, don't know, like, it's pretty shitty excuse that you just can't copy a URL to fucking Discord. You don't even have to download the app. It's web-based, and you can join the fucking Discord. But no, he's not going to do it.
I worked just to.
Oh no,
there's so many things that you've said here that need to be corrected, and
right,
it's frustrating because it takes longer to correct a lie than it does to or a mistruth. Maybe
be brief.
Maybe you're. All right. Okay. Well, first of all, when it comes to the money, I mean, you're talking about me getting close to nothing because we weren't really making anything within the first month.
Well, you got that right. You didn't really make anything in 7 months. Let's be honest here. Not the first month. 7 months. Make sure we're clear on that. Not the first month, Vadim. 7 months to get a show off the ground. Sad, bro. Fucking very sad.
I bought a $3,000 computer in order to do the show.
I'll tell you one thing. Your graphics right now, dude, your video camera, it looks like it's like 240 fucking 60 frames. I don't know how that's a fucking $3,000 computer. Like I said, my computer right here was $1,600 on sale and has the top processor and one of the top, well, in the top 3 video cards. It doesn't cost too much to get a really decent computer to do a podcast. All right. A live podcast at that, which yours wasn't.
And I sacrificed doing Creationist Cat for several months in order to do the show, and I did it gladly because I thought in the long run these things would pay off. Now let's get to why, and this is the biggest thing. You think that you should not have had to tell us that you were doing your podcast. Let me ask you, Dusty, do you think that doing a podcast with someone is a business venture?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Sure it is.
Well, in business ventures, non-compete is understood.
Oh, stop.
In business ventures,
non-compete. So non-competition. So it's ridiculous.
Not unless you sign a non-compete clause. That's
no.
That's the reason they have non-compete clauses. You have to actually sign those for those to be enforced.
Let's imagine this scenario, okay? Let's imagine this scenario.
Here you go. Analogy time coming from Vadim Newquest. Listen to this fucking analogy, boys.
Okay.
A band is cutting its very first album.
Okay.
A bass player. I'm the bass player in this scenario. You're the lead singer, okay? And a bass player puts his career somewhat on hold for a few months, and invests a great deal of time into producing that album. And then right at the exact time that he is about to, or they are all about to release their album, the lead singer, without saying anything, just says, "Hey, I'm releasing an album, and I'm doing all of these dates for the album." That anyone is going to, realistically, anyone should be angry in that situation, and you can apply that to any other sort of business venture.
All right, let me rebut this real quick. Yo, I hypocrite, dude. I hypocrite. How you been, bro? I haven't seen you fucking quite some time. What's up, bro? Vadim, let me debunk this real quick. Vadim, the problem with this is it's called royalty. All right, so royalty, when you're as a band, you get royalty. You make album, you make merchandise, you get paid on it. It's either the management takes care of the money and then it distributes it to the band members, okay? So that's what happens. It's called royalty, okay? Your music is played on the radio, you sell CDs, you sell shit on fucking like iTunes, so on and so forth, downloads, so on and so forth. There's royalty, there's money to be had, right? So when you're creating this podcast, let's be honest here, you guys have no talent, okay? But what happens is, Cold Dusty already said, listen, I'm not going to take any money. I don't want any money in the beginning from doing this podcast. If it becomes successful, this podcast, then eventually we'll do 40, 30, 30, which they said 40 would be Vadim because he's the producer, and then 30 to Tim and 30 to Dusty. That's what they talk about here soon. So yeah, it's a business venture. You're going to lose in the beginning. That's what happens. So his analogy here about a band, it's all about royalties. It's all about capital. It's all about making the money in the beginning. So if a guy wants to venture on his own because a band might not be making money and he's not making any money from this, and this other person is talented and he wants to do a solo career and he's making no money from this other band, well, sure, absolutely the fucking guy that's doing a solo project should be able to venture on his own because there's no contract is signed, okay? There's no contracts here, right? So there's no contract signed, so this guy should venture on his own and do a solo project. Correct? Correct, Vadim. God, you're such a fucking idiot, man. Idiot. Idiot to the extreme here, boys.
So in my mind, you absolutely had the responsibility to say to us, hey guys, I want to do this, and talk with us about it. You never did that.
I agree that he might have should have said something to you guys, but he's not obligated to do so. He can do whatever he wants on his own channel. His channel that he had for like 10 plus years, I guess. Yeah, I think COD's been on here for about 10 years. I've been on here for 10 years. So I think it's about 10 years he's been on here. Okay? So yeah, he has all the right to do what he wants to do. And by the way, Vadim, what Dusty states here in a little bit, that I think in the beginning he also stated this, is like any money he makes goes to his animal sanctuary, his local animal sanctuary. He just gives the money to them. I don't know how true that is. Okay, we take his word for it if we want to. But all the money that he makes on his podcast or his Come On Dusty podcast goes to his local animal sanctuary. So basically, if we take him for his word, he's really making no money. And it's only $170 a month he's making on his Patreon. How many of those people you think would come over to support the Cockboys? Maybe a few. Do you understand, Vadim, that when it comes to Patreon, when a person donates on Patreon, doesn't mean they just donate to one person. There's people that donate to multiple individuals. Okay, you're not thinking about this logically, dude. You're just a fucking idiot. And to think, and I want you to think about this, Vadim. Cold and Dusty has way more subscribers than you, probably like fivefold, easily, right? So you want him underneath your wings. You want to say, if I was you, and I'll be sucking his fucking dick. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. No, whatever you want to do. You want to do your own podcast? Yeah. Okay, when we make 3 episodes, yeah, just do me a favor. I'll post a 3rd episode the day that you're doing your podcast live, and then just promote it, send everybody there, which Dusty was doing for a little bit there. Okay? That's how you fucking, this is how you fucking do things, man. All right? You don't shit on the person that would call himself, I'm the entertainment dude. I'm the highlight. I'm the man on YouTube that has the most subscribers. You don't shit on his face, dude. I'm sorry, dude. If you really want to suck a dick, you should be sucking his dick, bro. But you know what? You're too narcissistic. You're too egotistical to really comprehend what Cold Dusty was trying to say to you. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
You never did that.
And I can answer that.
And the last thing that I want to say, if you had ever brought that up before we were at the point where we were about to release the first episode, I would have said, okay, if that's really what you want to do, go ahead, but I don't want to compete with that.
All right, first of all, if the guy making the separate album used that separate album to repeatedly advertise for my bassist album, and he agreed to give the bass player all the money on the album that he was...
All right, here we go. Now Cold Dusty basically says what I'm saying, but I went into way more detail, which Dusty will not bring up. But my rebuttal is like perfect. I rebut him so perfectly here. But Cold Dusty basically says similar things that I just did. So,
and right at the exact time that he is about to, or they are all about to release their album, the lead singer, without saying anything, just says, "Hey, I'm releasing an album, and I'm doing all of these dates for the album." That anyone is going to, realistically, anyone should be angry in that situation, and you can apply that to any other sort of business venture. So in my mind, you absolutely had the responsibility to say to us, "Hey guys, I want to do this," and talk with us about it. You never did that. You never did that.
He's not obligated to do so.
I can answer that.
And the last thing that I want to say, if you had ever brought that up before we were at the point where we were about to release the first episode, I would have said, okay, if that's really what you want to do,
that's bullshit.
Go ahead, but I don't want to compete with that.
All right, so you don't want to compete with that. So this is your show, Vadim, just like Cold Dusty has been fucking saying since the beginning of this fucking live show. All right. So you say, okay, that's okay, but I don't want to compete with that. How do you see this as a competition, Vadim? If anything, that would help you. Again, you're talking about a guy that has 360,000 subscribers. If he promotes that channel, that would be huge for the cock boys. Right? It would be huge for the cock boys. Man, you are one stupid motherfucker, dude. Let me tell you. It's the reason why you're still at 60,000 subscribers over the last fucking 3 years.
All right, first of all, if the guy making the separate album used that separate album to repeatedly advertise for my bassist album, and he agreed to give the bass player all the money on the album that he was advertising for them, I don't see why they would have any reason to complain about it. But secondly, dude, the problem is we only did one episode after 7 months of talking about it, and that was a problem for me. And I didn't realize that it was going to be the Vadim show until we actually filmed the first episode.
Of course, that's a problem.
And I realized that you had not produced the vision I wanted to do, and I thought both of our visions could be in the same universe together.
That's fine. You could have you could have told me that. You could have told me that before you did your podcast. You could have shared that.
Doesn't have to. He doesn't.
And you could have said, "This is why I'm going to go do your podcast, this podcast." But you never did that.
And so
he doesn't have to. Like I stated again, I'll state it again. Like I stated earlier, this would be huge for you, Vadim. He does his own podcast. He mentions the Cock Boys a few times through the show. It seems like Dusty was really excited about the show. You know, doing the Cock Boys. You know, goddamn, you're so stupid.
After I filmed the first show, The Gotcha Boys, if I would have said, okay, I'm going to do my podcast, what would you have done?
Oh.
I would have asked you to hold out on it. I would have said that I would have given you several reasons why I think that it's very difficult for us to compete to flourish. What? Yes, they are. No, they are.
The Gotcha Boys is totally different than the podcast I'm doing now. In fact, we just kind of decided we weren't even going to call the Gotcha Boys a podcast anymore because it's more of a show than anything else. The two things could have completely competed, not even competed. They could have supplemented each other.
I believe,
and they could have built up their own completely separate audiences that would have supported each other.
Dusty's 100% right on this, dude. 110%, dude, on this. Because I did it with the goddamn podcast, 100%.
And for you demanding that I delete my Patreon because you say
I did not demand that. I offer. I did.
Here we go. Now they're going to get into like, you know what? Yo, we had a compromise here. No, Vadim, who's no compromise, dude? No compromise.
I have the receipts. I can show it right now.
Then read it. Then read it.
Let's do it. Okay, so
because I'll read it. You know what? Because I've got them right here, and I can read exactly what.
Cool.
So,
let's do it then.
And also, if you want to know something that's really funny.
No, I thought we were gonna read this right quick.
I am, but I just want to say that. Okay, sure. If you want to know something really funny, and I think you're.
It's so weird that he thinks podcasting is some zero sum game. I hypocrite, dude. You're so fucking right, dude. It's so easy to do a podcast, dude. You just create your scenes, you do a little fucking video editing, and you just create the scenes. It's so fucking easy, man. I mean, like, look at my fucking videos down below, dude. I'm like, it's so easy, dude. We had fun doing it, man. It's like so carefree. It was great. It was fun. It was funny. It's like, it was fun. Everybody looked forward to the production meetings, and we talked about topics. Everybody threw their own topics into the mix. We threw those topics on the itinerary. We came up with some bullet points. These guys sent me some graphs, some facts, some screen caps. I'd incorporate that as being the production guy, and just had them ready on screen caps, and it was fun, man. We had a fun time doing it, man. But it's amazing. These fucking soy boys just they just can't get their shit together, man. I don't know. It's funny, actually.
You're going to say, get the fuck out of here right now. But you were actually, even though that I made that video, I had not made that video public. And we were talking before you were actually the person who officially pulled the trigger and made a tweet saying that the Gotcha Boys was over. At the last thing that we said to each other was this is the last thing that was said. Like, I said, look, dude, if you want to give up your Patreon and just take super chats, I'll live with that. That is not me demanding anything. That is that.
That's actually demanding, bro. That's like an ultimatum, dude. That's not a fucking oh my god, it's an ultimatum. But whatever, dude. I don't really blame Chrissy for giving up moderating at this point. Yeah, I heard no moos or no wink winks yet, so I'm sure they're coming soon.
No,
yes, it is. If you want to delete your Patreon, then I'll keep doing the show,
yeah,
and
exactly.
then I didn't do it.
That's an ultimatum.
I was trying to come up with with some sort of compromise.
That's not a compromise.
And
do what I want you to do, or the show is over. That's not a compromise.
No. Because there are several. That was one thing that I was bringing to the table, and I went on to explain exactly why, and I'd like to read it exactly why I thought that was a fair compromise. However,
we'll get to that. Guys, is this great, dude? Is this great content right here, dude? This is fucking hilarious that they're doing a live show about their podcast on how they disagreed or agreed on points. It's just fucking amazing to me, dude. I think that's why I want to do a live show on this, man, because it's just so entertaining, man. I mean, like...
would have been fine if you had tried to come up with other compromises. Like, for instance, if you had said, hey, I'll take over the Patreon, I'll take over the social media too. That's one way that we could have started playing ball. And I understand that you said that you would not do anything, but you changed the game when you started doing your own podcast and didn't tell us that you were going to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna
so I think it becomes very, yeah. Go ahead. Let's read it.
So Friday,
watch this.
Right,
watch this.
So
this
Friday
is a great
night,
point right here, man, guys.
We were discussing doing.
This is great, dude. Watch this shit.
Doing the Gotcha Boys. We're supposed to shoot an episode Saturday morning or Saturday night, right? So Friday night, you send me this. Okay, this is what you say. Let me scroll up. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I had no idea that Dusty's Podcast had its own Patreon. I don't think I can do this anymore. You're just way too much in competition with yourself or us. There's no way we're going to be able to compete because the shows that we're doing are meant to not be continual. And given that I have to do all the work and eventually we'll have to share the money 3 ways, our podcast will never reach a point where it's lucrative with this competition. So I'm sorry, guys. No hard feelings, but I don't expect Dusty to stop doing his podcast. I can't continue doing this. Just wish you told us that you were doing this, Dusty. Seems like the least you could have done. I sacrificed much of my time, bought a new computer I didn't need for us, and screwed my channel for this. Man, I feel like a sucker. I mean, Jesus, Dusty. Why did you have to start a Patreon for your podcast? Why not just tell people to give it to you individually? I take it back. I do have hard feelings over this. I didn't until now. This was not cool of you at all. You know exactly what sacrifices I made to make this things happen, and you just didn't care. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm posting a video on the channel tomorrow saying that it's over. I already made it. Don't worry. I don't throw anyone under the bus. Here, you can watch it, Dusty. I made this earlier today. I'm almost tempted to make a new one because I don't feel you treated me well at all, but whatever. I'll keep it as is. And you posted the video. You made a video saying you were canceling the show before I woke up and you even talked to me, dude.
All right, well,
that's fucking great, dude. What a fucking rant that was. That was fucking beautiful, right, man? Vadim playing the fucking victim, man. It's a typical of an SJW playing the victim all the time, right? So Vadim, typical SJW, 110%. We know he is, right? So this motherfucker is trying to play the victim card. Fucking amazing, dude. Oh, I spent $3,000 on a computer and this and that, and eventually I'm going to have to split it 3 ways. Well, Vadim, which is going to be said soon here, is like, call Dusty, and Tim was okay for you to, grab all the fucking capital in the next, say, 3-4 months. So on Patreon, so you get $200, $300 a month. So as soon as you get to your $3,000 to pay for your computer, which I think is bullshit, that's a personal fucking expense. So if you want to make a podcast better, it's up to you. You didn't need to spend $3,000 on the computer. Like I said, my computer cost me $1,600 and it has top of the line motherboard, fucking processor. It's an 8700K, which is I think it's a 6-core. It's the best fucking gaming fucking processor right now in the top 2. And then I have a 1070 Ti, which is in the top 3 fucking video cards, maybe the top 5 now. And since the 1080 came out. But dude, 1687 for this fucking computer, dude. 3,000 just to do a podcast? Come on, bro. That's way too much money, dude. That's if you spend $3,000, bro. So yeah, I understand that these guys were okay. They were in agreement, said, "Hey, listen, let's have Vadim recoup his money, and then eventually, once he zeroes out, then we split it 3 ways: 40, 30, and 30." That's legitimate. That's great. I like that idea. It's exactly what I did on the Skeptic Fan Show when I was buying merch. Exactly, and everybody was cool with it. Eventually, my host started making money from the podcast. Okay, it's pretty legitimate. So I don't know why he's trying to act like a fucking victim here. Oh, I spent $3,000. I did this. I did this. I did that. Well, you know what? You want to be producer, man. You raised your hand and said, listen, I want to be the producer. I'll do the video edits. I'll make the video. That's fine. I'll put everything together on OBS. I'm here. I'll do it. That's fine. You took it upon yourself. That's why you took the 40% after expenses were paid, Vadim. You fucking douchebag.
Let me unpack all of this, okay?
Yeah,
so we had already talked. I'd already expressed the fact that I felt like your that your podcast was very much in competition with us, and we can go into that later exactly why I thought that.
We came up with a compromise, did we not? I compromised, and you guys accepted the compromise I made. Did you not? I can pull that up too.
What compromise?
The compromise was for every episode of the Gotcha Boys that we filmed, I would advertise it on my podcast, and I would also advertise both of you guys' channels and give a shout out to you on every podcast I make to give you free advertising for the podcast.
And that is a great compromise. So, of course, that compromise was made. 100%. All right? So, that compromise was made. You're talking about a fucking YouTuber that has over 350,000 subscribers. That's a great compromise. That's a lot of attendance. That's a lot of new subscribers to the what's it, Cock Boys, I said? The Cock Boys, okay? The Cock Boys podcast or show, whatever they fucking call it. But yeah, that's a great compromise. I would take that compromise in 100. Dude, if Jacqueline Glenn came to me and say, hey, Joe, dude, I want to be part of a fucking podcast where you were Dark Matter 2525. Hey, Joe, I'll be a podcast. So it's compromise here, dude. Listen, I'll let you recoup your money, but, eventually when we get into 2-3 episodes, so I know it's consistent, not like let's make one episode in 7 months and then like the next episode is going to be another month out with no date. I don't expect Dusty to fucking promote the fucking Cock Boys. I don't expect it. I agree with him here. So as soon as you make like 2, 3, 4 episodes and it's maybe bi-weekly or every month, then that's fine. Eventually, Cole Dusty says, listen, I got a big following. If I'm going to promote this, I'm going to make sure this show sticks. I want to make sure this show is legit. That we don't have to compromise. We worked out our fucking differences, and that the show is run smoothly. We all understand what we're getting in the long run. And you listen, we compromise in the beginning. We know what we're getting in the long run. So eventually, if there's 3, 4 episodes, yeah, of course, I'll put a nice promo video, a promo video by itself on my channel to promote the Cockboys. So everybody can go over there, support the Patreon, support the channel, subscribe to the fucking Cockboys channel. That's great, man. That's beautiful, right? That's how it works. And Dusty, he's sort of a business guy to a certain point, so he knows this shit, man. So he's 100% correct on this situation, even though I do not like Call of Dusty right now with his material, but I'm going to back him up. I got to be honest here. I'm an honest guy. I reason with people, and I'm trying to be honest here. So he's 100% correct.
Persuade you guys bad feelings about me starting the podcast, and you guys both accepted that, said it was fine, and we moved on. That was the compromise. But now you suddenly want another compromise. You suddenly want me to delete my Patreon because you don't have enough money.
No, that was not. That,
Move the cold post, guys.
Just read it, dude.
What? No.
Yeah.
Let's get things straight here, okay? What that compromise that you're talking about was because of the fact that you had not promoted the show. I had said to you literally.
Yes, he did. He promoted the show at least 2 times because I watched his Come On Dusty podcast. Okay, I watched it like 2 times the last 2 episodes. Yes, he did promote it actually 2 times. He actually showed the promo video 2 times.
5 times. Are you going to make a promotion for this? And you were like, yeah. You said that you were going to make a video unto itself on its own. You never did that.
Right.
Yeah.
The first you told me as soon as the first episode came out you were going to do that. First episode came out, a few days passed. Didn't happen. I figured, okay, when the second episode comes out, he's going to do it. Then I left for my friend's wedding, and you didn't do it. And I finally, after several times of saying, "Hey, when are you going to do this?" That was what the compromise was. That's what the compromise was for. It wasn't because of the fact that you were doing this podcast.
This is the compromise. When you brought up your problem with my podcast,
here you go. This is where Dusty ruins him right here.
This is when the time we discussed this, and this was the compromise I made that you accepted. But let's go back.
All right, wait. All right, let me clarify.
Oink oink incoming.
By this because I'm getting confused. So
yes,
that was so when your podcast first came out, and then there was Dusty. So then there was a discussion about the podcast, but then the Patreon was a separate conversation, or was this all one conversation?
Well, the Patreon wasn't brought up until this is the first he ever mentioned the Patreon. The thing I just read where he made the video saying he was canceling the show without even talking to me. He made this video saying he was canceling the show, and I wasn't even awake yet. He sent me this slew of mean messages and made this video saying he was going to cancel the show because of my Patreon. That's what happened. If you want
to look at this as mean, that's fine. You have to understand there was a whole Dusty. The fact that you started this podcast without even saying anything to us, that was something that was extremely. I think a lot of people would have a huge problem with that. No. And so, yeah, there was a period of time where I was like, again, if you had started doing that before I had actually edited the video, I would have said, okay, look, if you want to do this, that's fine. But if you're going to do this several times a month, then I don't want to compete with this.
I didn't know until after you already made the video and I could see that
it's not about competition, Vadim. You should look at it as like, okay, let's put it this way. Say if Cole and Dusty want to make a Patreon for the videos that he made on his own channel, would you be okay for that? With that, I should say, no, with that. Would you be okay with that, Vadim? So Cole and Dusty just all of a sudden opens up a fucking Patreon account because now he's going back to making videos about social justice. Okay, so he makes those videos about social justice and he makes a fucking Patreon on his own channel. Why would you have a problem if he does a podcast, Come On Dusty podcast, and he opens up a Patreon for that on his own channel? What a fucking idiot.
Taking over the show.
And so I was in a situation where I felt like, okay, we've already done this podcast, so I kind of either have to deal with this situation as best I can, or
you should have ignored it,
or just quit. And
you should have ignored it.
And
chose to quit.
You're fucking cock
well, the straw that broke the camel's back was when I saw that you had a Patreon, and now we should talk about why
Patreon
that in particular set me off. I mean,
okay. For some reason, you think if I delete my Patreon tomorrow, some of the people that are supporting me are going to jump over and support the Gotcha Boys.
There you go.
But I think it's a very small percentage of people that are actually going to, if I stop my Patreon today, that are actually going to decide to go support the Gotcha Boys because it's a completely different thing.
Correct.
And what I bring in with being on the show and by advertising the show continuously on my podcast more than makes up for the very small amount of people that might jump over if I delete my Patreon. So it's like you're going to shot yourself in the foot to me.
I do not think that that's true for a whole number of reasons.
Of course it's true.
And
Vadim, you're an idiot.
Well,
How can Cole to Dusty, which he said to me on Twitter today, well, I see him still as a friend. He's one of my boys. Dusty, how can you not fucking tell this guy he's a fucking idiot? He's a fucking moron. And just part ways with this fucking asshole. I'm like, you're way more popular on YouTube than this fucking guy will ever be. He's been at 60,000 fucking subscribers for like 3 years now. Fuck this motherfucker, Dusty. Do your own thing, man. Of course, I agree with most of your content on your podcast. But, yeah, just fuck Vadim, dude. Fuck him. Why even argue with him? Just tell him to go fuck himself.
Could I stop and say,
oink, oink.
Let's assume, Dusty, that you're right.
Always.
You know, let's just assume
It's been right so far.
and that that would have happened. It still seems like it would have been a different thing if that had been the conversation up front rather than after the fact.
I don't think what I do on my own channel has anybody else's business but my own. And especially since I think
100%.
that since I'm advertising their show on every show I do, the shows are not in competition with each other. The shows are actually promoting each other.
Right.
And I'm actually sending way more people to the Gotcha Boys
100%.
than the few people that I'm getting on Patreon.
Just
I'm making
like I said.
$107 a month on Patreon. It's nothing.
Just like I said.
The fact that this is even a fucking question is just so ridiculous. If we would have spent
It's
1% of the
not
time on this
childish.
drama actually making...
Dusty, it's not ridiculous. It's childish. You should tell Vadim he's being a child right now. That's what you should do.
Content, the Gotcha Boys would have been completely successful. People said, "Hey, we're not even supporting Drunken Peasants or DFF anymore because we're now supporting the Gotcha Boys."
So much
it was
to
building,
unpack here.
it was building its own audience, and it
narcissistic
absolutely would have been completely fine if we could have just made content instead of all this fucking drama, dude. But instead, you want to go through all this drama and have a hissy fit because you don't think you can compete with my fucking podcast. Instead of being confident in the show you made. The show you made was good, dude. It could have competed so easly and built a audience. You didn't have to try to sabotage my show out of jealousy.
Let me talk, okay? All of this talk of the fact that we only did so many shows in a certain period of time is completely absurd because you know all of the tech issues that we had. Then we made those shows.
I'm sorry, what are these tech issues? I'm like, you still haven't explained yourself. What these tech issues are? I mean, it's not hard to fucking boot up fucking OBS or fucking XSplit and figure it the fuck out. It's not hard, dude. You know, YouTube has like, you know, how to do things, you know, how to run a podcast. If you're using OBS, how to use OBS. I'm like, this shit is fucking easy, bro.
We split them in two. The second that I left, I stayed up for 3 days making like a CC video, the only video that I had made in about 2 months, and our second episode. And when I posted those, you guys knew that I was going to my friend's wedding, and I said, look, when I get back, because of the fact that I've, you know, made so much of a sacrifice, I need to make a little bit more through CC. So when I get back, I'm going to have to work on CC, and we were going to shoot, we set up a shoot that was supposed to be this Saturday. So that was all that time was accounted for. You knew exactly that. So I really think that we should stop it with this whole like only one episode in 7 months, because you know that the tech issues were completely out of my hands.
About it. I'm telling the truth about it. And look, dude, I understand.
Figure out how to hook up his $3,000 computer with tech issues.
understand that you had to take care of your own channel.
But it's a silly point
it's
because
not a silly point because I wanted to talk for 7 months and I waited 7 months and did one fucking episode, dude. That's a goddamn huge point with me.
So the lead singer says, "I'm sorry, guys. I just had all these songs that I wanted to sing, so I cut a solo album. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I just had all these songs that were in me."
Yeah, it's just nothing fine if you want to do a solo career, dude. Comes down to capital, comes down to royalties, dude. I mean, it's about money. Most of the time it's about money, bro. It's about capital. It's about royalties, this and that. Vadim, you guys had 0 right now, okay? 0, okay? So you guys came up with compromise. You're going to recoup some of the money from the computer and whatever you're going to do, merchandise, whatever. That's fine. Cold, Dusty, and Tim was okay with that. And you want to recoup your money, they were cool with that. Eventually, when you guys want to, make money, yeah, what it boils down to is like 40, 30, 30. 40 for Vadim, 30 Tim, 30 Dusty. It's logical. It's fine. It's what I did with my show, Skeptic Fan Show, for 6 years. Okay, it's what it boils down to. That's how you do it, man. All right? So if you guys are not on the same page from day one, at least in the first week, if you're not, you got to figure that shit out right away, dude. There's no contracts. So when you're doing shit with no contracts, you got to make sure you guys are on the same page, man, from day one. Before you even start talking about money. Yeah, before you even start talking about starting the podcast, I mean, you got to talk about finances and expenses and shit like that. I just don't understand this shit, man. Really.
You're with the producer that can only produce one song in 7 months. Yeah, you got to reassess, dude. That's clearly.
Yeah, if your band's going to make one song in 7 months, yeah, dude, you really got to figure out some shit here, bro. Fucking amazing. That's a good point by Dusty, by the way. I still hate the motherfucker.
Any logical person would do.
If at any point you had said to me, you had respected me enough.
I was very patient for 7 months, and then after a while, my patience wore out, dude. I'm only so patient.
I don't. I
agree with Dusty 100%, dude. Patience, 7 months, one episode, and then the next episode is going to take at least a month, which would probably take like 5 months. Let's be honest here. Yeah, Dusty has a great point, dude. He wants to start his own podcast, dude. Time's wasting away, bro.
Then that's fine if your patience if you lost it, but you owed it to me to tell me that was exactly what you were doing.
I was still doing your show for free. I thought I could do both. I thought I could support your show, the Vadim show you produce, and do my show, which is why we were doing.
No, Vadim, you don't understand, dude. You're a narcissistic, fucking egotistical little bitch, little soy boy, dude. Okay, grow some fucking balls, you fucking cunt face. All right. By the way, I like your shirt, dude. Where's your fucking... You know what we're going to do here, guys? We're going to have a little fun here. Let me do this real quick. We're going to do this real quick. Let's have a little fun with fucking Vadim here, dude. Okay, you ready? Here you go, guys. We're going to have a little fun here. We're going to make Vadim look fucking really pretty right now. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let's do this. I think we'll do this. Let's do this. Okay, it looks pretty. Let's do this. Nope, let's do this one. Here we go. That's a good one. Let's do this. Let's save this as a picture. Guys, we're going to have a little fun here. A little funny shit here. Working on it. You're working on it. Come on, computer. Jesus Christ, my $1,600 computer is nothing compared to fucking Vadim's $3,000 computer. Let's go here. What happened here? What happened? Holy schmoly. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to have a little fun here. Let's do this. We're going to save image as... Let's put this in my pictures folder. All right, because I know how to do this, I think. I think I do. Let's save this, and we're going to bring this up on screen, guys. Let's do this. Let's do a little file image here. Let's bring this up. Let's do pictures. And let's bring this up. We're going to have a little fun here, guys. Okay. Let's do this. Let's put a little raccoon face here for Vadim. Okay, it's great. Let's go. Come on, Vadim, speak. Let's go.
On your show for free, dude. We were supporting you, giving you all the money.
Can I interject here? Because my understanding was that... And if this is wrong, correct me. But my understanding is that for the first couple of months, it was going to go back to him. The money was going to go to him to recoup the losses. Correct. But the plan was for it to become something that would go to everyone.
Right. The plan was eventually Vadim would make 40 and both of us would make 30. But both of us continuously told Vadim that we didn't care about the money the show made. And he could keep it indefinitely until he got back what he thought he was missing. So... us deciding to take money from the show was like in the distant future after Vadim made back all the money he wanted. We were supporting him for free for as long as it took for him to recoup what he felt like he was owed. We were trying to be nice and support him on his show.
Absolutely. That's perfect. Exactly. Like I said, that's how it's done, man. And Cold Dusty is 100% right. So this woman's voice hurts my soul. I hypocrite. That's funny, man. Yeah, it's Christine Winters. No, who's this girl? Christiosity, right? I don't know. I get those two fat people fucking mixed up all the time. It's okay. Here we go.
And the only reason why I insisted on these things was because I had to make a base amount in order to live and survive. And I'd like to read. And I'd like to read. Okay, so this is when it comes to, again, this whole idea that you were fired in this conversation that we had.
You made a video before even I was awake that said you were canceling the show, dude.
Yeah, yes, that's pretty shitty, bro.
Were you not serious about that video, or did you just make that video to threaten me?
No.
So you were serious. You were canceling the show before I even woke up, right?
Do you want me? Would you like me to?
Yeah,
answer?
I would like you to tell the truth. Go ahead.
Yes, I made that video. That was the equivalent. I had made that video a few days beforehand. That was the equivalent of, like, you know, when you write something down and you kind of keep it to yourself, you know, like you have some thoughts, but you don't send it to the person. That was a therapeutic thing that I did because I was kind of angry about the fact that you had made this podcast without telling us. So I made that video.
Well, you have low self-esteem there, Vadim. Don't know what to tell you. And you have a victim complex, and you think everybody's out against you. You think everybody's against you, Vadim. It's pretty sad, dude, that you have this victim complex, and you know you have low self-esteem, dude. Don't know what to tell you, bro. You know, this would benefit you so much. It's not even funny. If I had an opportunity like this to deal with somebody that was equivalent to my, or at least agrees with most of my ideology that I believe in, political views, and if that person was called Dusty with 350,000 subscribers, oh, fucking right, I would kiss his ass, but I don't do that. But if I did do that, yeah, I would kiss this motherfucker's ass, dude. Yeah, you want to do your own podcast? Cool, 350,000 people watching, or supposedly, might watch, a few thousand, whatever. Yeah, I would love that, dude. If I'm creating my own podcast with only like 2,000 subscribers, yeah, dude. Go ahead, do your own podcast, dude. Let's do a couple episodes here. Let's get 3-4 episodes up on the channel, man. All right, when that's going, yeah, of course, Dusty, I would guarantee 100%. If you had 3-4 episodes, guarantee Dusty would fucking make a video just for the cock boys on his channel, dude. A promotion video for it, 100%. Why wouldn't he do it, right? You're doing all the production. He's just coming in. He's talking about topics. You give him an itinerary. He knows what to talk about. Boom, done deal. But you know what, Vadim, you're so narcissistic, you have so much of an ego, that you wouldn't let them speak their opinion earlier on. Cold and Dusty brought this up, that you're trying to censor his opinion on certain topics. Fucking amazing. Fucking absolutely amazing, man.
And then when I realized that you had the Patreon, I thought, okay, look.
That $170 could come to me. That's exactly what you thought, Vadim. You fucking cunt.
I will release this. And at that point in the conversation, I understand you.
They really shouldn't do this publicly. 100%. I agree, man. That's why I'm making fun of it.
Thinking that things were over. However, the conversation progressed.
I missed that, dude. Let me listen to that again. Burst. Let's go.
Before I even woke up, right?
Do you want me? Would you like me to answer?
Yeah, I would like you to tell the truth. Go ahead.
Yes, I made that video. That was the equivalent. I had made that video a few days beforehand. That was the equivalent of, like, you know, when you write something down and you kind of keep it to yourself, you know, like you have some thoughts, but you don't send it to the person.
It's a bad analogy.
That was a therapeutic thing that I did because I was kind of angry about the fact that you had made this podcast without telling us. So I made that video. And then when I realized that you had the Patreon, I thought, okay, look, I will release this. And at that point in the conversation, I understand you thinking that things were over. However, the conversation progressed. No.
The
Stop
reason I
laughing.
thought that because I just watched a video saying
you
saying it. If you record a video of you saying it's over and you
but I wasn't going to.
Obviously, I think it's over, dude. Anybody would think that.
I just said that I wasn't going to release it. I
did release it.
You're about to release it today. That's your exact words, dude.
Dusty, after that,
moving the goalpost, bros.
The conversation changed.
After the conversation, you bitch at me some more, and then you tell me that I need to delete my Patreon.
Let me say this.
Or do the show.
If
you want to read the entire thing, we can read the entire thing.
All right, can we stop for a second? Because it seems to me.
I hear a moo. That's good. That's Christiosity.
That that on Dusty has a point here that it sounded.
It sounds like she can't even fucking breathe, dude. She's like, wait, Dusty was talking about this. It seemed like you guys were like on the same wavelength here. Lose some weight. Go on the keto diet like I have been. I lost 16 pounds in 2 weeks. Go on the keto diet. I'm gonna miss at the weight I want to be. 2 more weeks, I'll be there.
It is if that is what you were saying. I didn't get the sense from what I read that you had just made it to sort of personally put out your feelings, and I don't think that was the thing. You know, I think you have a very reasonable complaint that Dusty wasn't communicating his feelings to you about being stressed out about the time, or feeling that he needed to do something else, or talking about the other podcast.
Yeah, she has a cheeseburger stuck in her throat. It's probably right, Virtual.
I agree that on the other hand, there was a communication breakdown, and that you had. It did seem like you had made some decisions before he had a chance to respond to you about the Patreon issue.
Well,
and that might have been emotional on both of your parts, but I do think that there was a communication breakdown here.
Chrissy, let me say that yes, all of what he said occurred, but then the conversation changed. We started talking about how we could possibly continue doing the show. I had not published that video. And I want to read the very last thing
you want to cherry pick. Let's not cherry pick. Let's read it all, dude. You specifically say repeatedly that you need...
This is not cherry picking, because this is how we...
Vadim, you always cherry pick, dude. I got in so many arguments with you in the past. Probably like 3, 4, 5 years ago, Vadim, you're the king of cherry picking, bro. Let's be honest here, bro. You're the king of it, dude. Let me take a piss, dude, guys, and we're gonna end this in about a half an hour, 45 minutes. But I think it's almost done right here. I think there's like another 25 minutes in this. But let me take a pee. I'll be right back. I pissed like a fucking pregnant woman. I know. It's because I had 3 beers, dude. Simmer down, dude. I'm off tomorrow. I can enjoy myself watching a fucking shit show like this. Jesus Christ, dude, this is a fucking shit show. Talk about the 2 most fucking conceited, fucking narcissistic, egotistical fucking idiots on YouTube right now, dude. This is amazing, dude. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I hope you guys are having fun too. I'll be right back. Put the song on. Let me put a song on for you guys. Let's do this. Let's do I'm gonna act like Vadim. I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we got here. Is my microphone's good. I don't blame Tim for staying away from this. Just wasn't sure if he had said anything about it. I don't think so. I don't think Tim has said anything about it yet, but I don't think he's going to get involved. Walking away is a smart move, correct, 100%, dude, because these are just 2 fucking immature idiots, soy boys, fucking arguing to each other about how to fucking run a podcast. It's fucking amazing, isn't it, man? That's why I went to do a live show about this, dude. I haven't been here in quite some time, dude, on the Skeptic Fen Show, but Skeptic Fen Show is coming back soon, very shortly. So, my God, I get so many retweets and tweets and this and that, and people saying Discord doesn't work, which, of course, clearly it does. And Grant, thank you for handling that for me, dude. I appreciate that, but fucking idiots.
This is how we left things. Okay? You said, I did say that thing about, look, dude, if you want to give up your Patreon and not take super chats, I'll live with that. That was me trying to come up with a compromise.
That's not a compromise.
Okay?
That's an ultimatum.
Well,
correct, 100%. Dusty's 100%, dude. It's an ultimatum. If you want to get rid of your Patreon, then yeah, we can talk about doing the show. It's an ultimatum, dude. It's not a compromise. You guys already compromised about certain things. So Dusty has all the right to host his own podcast on his own channel and create his own Patreon for his channel. It doesn't matter if he did a podcast or he's making videos about social justice. Okay, it doesn't matter what the video content was on his channel. He can have a Patreon for his channel if he wants. How can goddamn Vadim is so fucking stupid. How can he not comprehend this? I just don't understand, man. Glad Skeptic Fence is coming back, Joe. Thanks, Kim Jong-un.
Well, yeah, you're giving me the ultimatum of either like doing the show for absolutely nothing, not making anything, and not giving any time for anything else.
How's that an ultimatum, Vadim? You're a fucking idiot. That's not an ultimatum. Ultimatum, dude. Okay.
So that's the ultimatum.
100% of the money,
dude.
That's not an ultimatum,
God, he's moving the fucking goalpost, just like Cole Dusty just said. That's not an ultimatum,
dude.
Dude, look up the definition of the fucking word, dude. Vadim, you fucking idiot.
It's here. Have all the money it makes.
100% of nothing. Let me read this.
You have to build
okay?
the show up.
Allow
dude.
me.
Exactly.
Allow
It's
me
not
to
going to
read
make
the
$5,000 in the first month. It takes time to build up.
Dusty's
100% here, dude. And Vadim will not listen to him. When you start a fucking new show and you have a new channel and you only have 2,000 subscribers and you only made one episode, which I believe to this day has not been posted on that fucking channel. It might have been. It was posted on Creationist Cat's channel, which is golden, right? So the first episode was posted on Creationist Cat's channel. The first episode. Figured that one out. So who's the sub whore? I think I already explained that earlier. Fucking amazing, right?
Allow me to read this last
read
part.
Your
Ultimatum.
and then I'll read the rest of it for you.
This is not
it
cherry
is, dude,
picked.
because you repeatedly say you have to delete your Patreon and we're not going forward.
I never use those words.
God, dude. Like,
yeah, all right. I'll bet you want to bet $1,000 right now that I didn't say that?
I think that's already been clear in the earlier conversations there, Vadim. But I don't think you have $1,000 to fucking bet anyway.
Do you want to bet $1,000? Because I
Let's
will
not bet
$1,000.
any money.
Well, you bet a third of your computer.
I accepted it once he just went ahead and did it, but I cut it off when I learned about his Patreon.
In a heartbeat.
What? I'm
quoting you. The Rock
I accepted it once he just went ahead and did it, but I cut it off when I learned about his Patreon. This is what you said on Twitter. I'm quoting you. You said you cut the podcast off when you learned about my Patreon.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
He just said yeah, right? You just fucking heard him admit it. Yeah. But the butt fallacy guys is coming up here. But
I cut it off.
Look at Dusty.
But that was after we had this long conversation. This is the last thing that we said to each other, okay? In this communication.
I agree,
after I said that you still have super chats and which by the way you said that you made.
What's the difference from super chats and fucking Patreon? Can anybody explain this to me? Because if I remember correctly, last night's show, I believe Dusty made over $100 on fucking super chats in one night doing the podcast. He had over 500 viewers, if I remember correctly, 536, I think, the last number I saw last night. So after Vadim was off, Dusty promoted, hey guys, if you want to read your comments, super chat me. I think he had a $50 in there, a couple 20s, a couple 10s. So he made over $100 just on super chats. So what's the difference from him doing super chat every night, if you wanted to do a podcast every night, which would equate to what, $700 plus a week? What's the difference from that and $170 on Patreon? There, dude, Vadim, okay. Oh my God, this guy doesn't think too well.
Made way more through super chats,
yes.
And that you didn't care about money
on Patreon. I said I didn't care about the money from the Gotcha Boys podcast, which is why I was giving you 100% of it, dude. That's what I said.
Right.
Well,
That's why we were both giving you 100% because we didn't care about the money on the show, dude. We were trying to help you out. We were trying to be nice and support you.
That's right.
See, you're throwing this back in my face when I'm literally trying to give you 100% of the money.
Just let me.
See, he's trying to fucking cut him out because he's speaking reasonable here. Dusty. Hey, listen, dude, we don't want any money to begin, dude. We want you to recoup your losses and your expenses.
Just let me finish reading this, okay?
Do it.
Let me finish reading this. So I said, you said you make more money that way. I just don't think that we can compete with your Patreon too. And you said, nah, man, I want to keep both Patreons. I don't really see why this is an issue. I think you're being unreasonable. I don't see any reason why my podcast should not have its own Patreon account. Doesn't make sense. If we make a good enough.
It's a $3,000 computer there, guys, by the way. I don't know about the internet, but
you want me to still do it, I will still do it. And if not, I understand, and just let me know. And then I said, we need to have a chat about this. I'm not going to continue. Let's de-escalate. I will say that I'm not being the least bit
de-escalate. You can tell he watches a lot of fucking the Young Turks. De-escalate. Fucking idiot.
Unreasonable. I had $50 worth of my patrons leave my Patreon and go over to ours. Think about it, dude. Why would your fans do the same? Maybe a couple would, but most of your fans are going to support you because you will be able to make way more casts.
Okay, well, maybe because Dusty has a lot more subscribers than you, dude. 350, 360,000. So if he starts doing his podcast or whatever, come on, Dusty podcast. Yeah, then he promoted if you guys would make, you know, some kind of schedule on when the episodes were coming out. Not like make one in 7 months and then, you know what, the next one's going to be about, I don't know, a month out. It doesn't work that way, dude. I see Dusty saying, like, this ain't a good investment for me, dude. So the weird thing about it is the first episode was posted on Creationist Cat's channel, not on Cockboy's channel. So, yeah, I think Dusty thought to himself, like, well, am I going to promote fucking Creationist Cat's channel? Seems weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it seems very weird. So, yeah. So
we can't compete with that. And we'll only continue to draw money from my fan base, and I'll make less money. It makes sense, and I'm not being unreasonable.
Dude, you gotta remember, people donate to multiple fucking Patreons, dude. All right? It's just not either they donate to fucking the Codcast or they just donate to the Cockboys. They can support both, Vadim. All right, $2, $5, $1 each to each channel. I'm like, you guys talk this out on stream, on your live shows. Say, hey guys, I know you support the podcast. You know, I know you guys might give $1, $2, $5, $10, but also think about supporting the fucking Cockboys. That's what it boils down to, man. All right, you got to know how to promote yourself. You got to know how to brand yourself. It's called branding. Branding your label. It's what it boils down to. You got to know how to do this, and I know how to do this very well. You just got to learn how to do it, man. All right, when the goddamn podcast came out and they went to do their own show, I supported them. They supported me. Hey, guys, we're going to be on Saturday on the Skeptic Fence Show. Go support the channel. And on Skeptic Fence Show, I say, hey, guys, the goddamn podcast, TJ and Drew, they made their own little podcast. It's about laughing at different things, totally different platforms, totally two different fucking podcasts. Go support those guys over there. You got to work together, man. You got to learn how to work together. But you know what? Vadim thinks he's the fucking best. He's so narcissistic. He's so egotistical that he wants everything for himself, right? That's why he was editing, and re-recording the conversations with Tim and Cold to Dusty because he wasn't liking what they were saying. He didn't like it, so he's like, "Oh, you can't say that, dude. We gotta re-record this episode or this segment. We can't have this, dude. I don't want you saying that." He's trying to tell these guys what to fucking say as well. That's problematic, dude. Fuck that.
But I'll just leave this as is, and hopefully really we can talk when we've had a bit of time to chill, maybe tomorrow or Sunday. So that was how I left things with you, and then you posted that we had broken up.
Yeah, you already canceled the show.
Oh, they broke up, guys. The relationship, they broke up. The two soy boys, they broke up. I think they deep-throated each other too hard. And they swallowed instead of spitting. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Dude, we had set up.
No, I hadn't. I hadn't posted that video.
No,
I had
you already canceled the show that we were going to shoot that night, dude. We had planned to shoot an episode that night, the second episode in 7 months, and you canceled the fucking episode over this shit.
Because what kind of show would we? What kind of show would we have had?
Can I talk now? Look, you already said. You already said that. Okay, you already said that you wanted me to delete my Patreon or you weren't going to continue with the show. I already said no to that. All this other shit doesn't matter because you already made a video way before this that you said you were about to post that said that you were canceling the show. So obviously when I said, no, I'm not deleting my Patreon, none of the rest of this shit matters. All that matters is you already made the video saying you were already going to cancel the show. And you specifically said you're not going to go on with the show. And then you went public and you said you found out about my Patreon and you ended the show. You said it, dude. I just read your words.
Did not go. That's exactly what we just said. Correct. Reading their DMs to each other in public like a couple women. It's amazing, dude. They're just totally fucking, they're two fucking beta cucks, dude. Soy boys, dude. They're just, they have no masculinity, dude. They just like, I'm like, Vadim to a certain point. I'm getting really tired. I gotta go to bed, dude. I've been up since 5 o'clock. But Vadim, to a certain point, he's trying to act like he's a fucking victim here, dude. He's like, oh no, I'm the victim here. Pop Burglar, I'm not reading your shit, dude, bro. All right? I told Vadim he can come on my fucking Discord. I'm not going in your fucking Discord, okay, bud? All right? Not doing it, bro. All right? I gotta go to bed. All right? They didn't invite me to their fucking live hangout yesterday, dude. All right? If I want to do this with Vadim later, I'll do it with Vadim later. I hate the motherfucker. I don't want him on. There's nothing for him to defend. I'm watching the video. He said his words on his fucking live show. I don't want him to fuck on right now, okay? I told him to come on like an hour ago, dude. He hasn't made one comment in live general, okay? I try to have fucking Grant hook it up. Nobody's on, bro. Okay? I don't even see Vadim's fucking name in here, dude, as joining my Discord. I'm not dealing with it, okay? So simmer down.
You were the first person who tweeted about it.
Yeah, after you made the
very
video,
obvious,
and posted the video to me saying that you were going to cancel the show, I said, yeah, I got fired from the show.
No, but you look. I just read you saying I'll still do the show, and I just read a bunch.
Yeah, but you didn't want him to do the show because he didn't want to get rid of his fucking Patreon.
Bunch of things where I was trying to kind of find a way to change it. Obviously, so, when I'm explaining why it is that I think it's fair, it's because I was trying to. I think it's pretty odd.
Pop Burglar, I don't want you on here, okay? I don't want you on here, Pop Burglar. I don't care if you're on here or not. All right? If Vadim wants to come on, that was fine. I told him an hour ago he could come on. I'm getting tired. I'm really fucking tired right now. I've been up since 5 o'clock. I just wanted to do commentary on this fucking video, and that's it. I hate the motherfucker. I don't want to talk to this fucking SJW piece of shit. Fuck Vadim. He's a fucking cunt bag. Hate the motherfucker. Nobody likes him. That's why he's still sitting at fucking 60,000 for the last 3 years. Fuck that douchebag. All right? I'm doing this because I hate the motherfucker. He's a piece of shit, and he should be known as a piece of shit.
Obvious that yes, at a certain point, I seemed like I was going to end the show, but then I was talking with you. I was trying to come up with a way that we could do it.
So I'm not. So I said I would.
No, you weren't, dude. You made a video and you didn't even compromise. You said, you know, I'm done. If you're not getting rid of your Patreon, I'm done. Vadim, stop moving the goalpost, dude. You're a fucking idiot.
I wasn't deleting my Patreon. Is that something you were willing to compromise over and still do the show, even though I said I was never going to delete my Patreon?
I already said that there are other compromises that perhaps we could have come up with.
That's not what you said. You said you're not willing to compromise by deleting your Patreon. That's what you say right here, dude. So you were willing to let me keep my Patreon and keep doing the show. You never.
How do I really feel about him? I think I already told you there, Kim Jong. That's pretty funny, actually. Thanks, man.
Said that once, but you were willing to do that. That wasn't you were willing to let me
repeat that.
You were willing to let me keep my Patreon and continue doing the show. That was a compromise you were willing to make with me. Yes? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Because you never said this. You said the opposite.
Well, because we never had the chance to talk by the time that
yeah, because you already made a video and sent to him before he fucking woke up. Vadim, you fucking idiot.
We talked about it, and you specifically said you won't make the compromise to delete your Patreon, and you already made a video saying you were canceling the show over it. So, like, what the fuck?
Look. You keep on bringing up the truth.
You keep on bringing up the truth. Fucking Dusty. That was classic. I like that. I don't like the dude, but it was funny.
We ignore that our conversation went in another direction, and we were talking about how we could possibly still do the show. And that's what happened.
And what you kept saying is, I have to delete my Patreon to make you to keep doing the show.
I never said you have to do that.
Dusty? Did you put forward any other compromise? Did you?
Dusty's here. Yeah. Let me get this cheeseburger down first.
You say, well,
yeah, I agreed to advertise
But that was from before. That was before the Patreon became an issue, right?
Yes, when they came at me and they said that we're disgruntled about you doing your own podcast, and that was the compromise that I made to try to.
No, that was not the compromise.
It is. That's what we were talking about. That's the only conversation we had about it.
No, that dude, you're so not remembering this correctly. I'd asked you so many times can you please finally promote the show? You had said that you were going to
what did I tell you?
Video
what was my response? What did I say to you about that?
You said, okay, I'll mention it in the show, and you
no. What did I say? What exactly did I say? I said that I would advertise the show as soon as we did regular content, because I did not want to advertise before we had regular content up, because I thought my advertisement would be wasted, and I didn't want to waste my advertisement on a show that was just one episode. I want to do regular content, and then I will promote it on my main show.
Yeah, but you changed the deal. Yep. You had told me
after we only did one episode after 7 months. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we had regular content out before advertising on my show.
Literally.
Dusty's 100% right, dude. Why should he waste a promotional video on his main channel just promoting the Cockboys when you only made one episode in 7 months, and you said to him like the next episode is about a month down the road, Why, dude? Why should he do that, dude? Why should he waste his time and effort promoting a show when one episode came out in 7 months? I would think the same way. Of course, I would change the arrangements.
Days before I put out the first episode, I was asking you.
I was saying I was not have another episode for another month afterwards.
All right, guys, everybody. All right, this is officially going nowhere at this point.
Yeah, nah, it went somewhere, dude. You exposed fucking Vadim as a piece of shit, man. I think Cold Dusty is a piece of shit as well, dude, especially the topics he's been talking about in last year.
What do you guys want out of this conversation? Like, what are we even? It's clear.
We're gonna watch this and we're gonna end this here.
That there was issues and it's done.
I don't like the fact that you called me a liar, because I do think that you put up the video removing me from the show, and you have talked about doing the show without me.
I didn't post it. And we continued to have a different. No, I did not post it.
You haven't posted it. The video's not up right now on the Gotcha Boy channel that everybody can see.
I posted it after you.
Hear that contradiction? I didn't post it. I didn't post a video. I didn't post. And Cold Dusty's like, dude, you posted it, dude. Of course you did. You just posted it. Well, I did post it after our conversation. What the fuck is that?
You tweeted that you were fired, which you were never fired.
Dude, you said you were doing the show without me, okay?
I did not say I was doing the show without you.
I can show you where you said you're thinking about doing the show without me.
And I can show you where I said that you
move the goalpost again, bro.
You were an integral part of the show, and you said get someone else on the show.
Oh my god, this fucking idiot, dude. I just can't deal with this, dude. Vadim is just a fucking total idiot, man. He never fucking replies accurately in any kind of rebuttal to fucking what Dusty has to say about certain issues when it came to this podcast. It's just, I don't know, man.
And I said that would be like jamming a misshaped puzzle piece into a puzzle.
I hold on, raccoon face. He's a little off-centered here. Let's make him a little bit bigger here, dude. There we go. We're good now. Let's rewind a little bit.
All right. Well, all right. So is that a problem? Is that an issue with you if he does that?
No. I encourage him. I think they definitely should keep doing the show. I think he made a good show. I think Vadim made a very good show. I think he should continue doing the show. And if he can get that other guy who I won't name to continue to work with him.
Yeah, calling everybody on the right conservatives, fucking Nazis, white supremacists, white nationalists. Yeah, just keep on calling them that, and that'll make your point fucking much clearer.
I think they should both do the show together, and I will even come on to be a guest for free if they ever need me to. I have no problem. I definitely think they should do the show. I have no problem with that. I just think that I told the truth about what happened with the show getting canceled, and I got called a liar for telling the truth about it.
You got, yes, the fact that you're saying that you got fired when what I clearly say in that first thing is look, guys, if this is the way that it's going to be, then I'm out of here. I was the one who was like, I'm not going to do this. I did not say Dusty is fired from the show.
When your producer cancels your show, that means you're fired. You understand that, right? Like if you're on a show and the producer says, hey, we're not doing the show anymore, that means you're fired from the show, dude. That's what being...
Well, I don't know about fired. You weren't making no money. So is there any kind of payment for your employment on the show that somebody can fire you for? Technically, yeah. I'm like, if you want to say that you're, doing this, your free time is there any kind of a monetary value when it comes to your free time to be part of a podcast? Can you say you've been legitimately fired? Yeah, of course. I guess you could say that. So yeah, I agree with Dusty. He was basically, if you're going to stop a podcast, you're legitimately fired. Yeah. So.
I've been fired a bunch of times.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Do you agree that I fired him by saying?
I can totally agree with his point of view that you fired him. Of course. I mean, I could say that. I can understand why he took it that way, and I don't think he was lying by saying that he took it that way. I understand also that that's not what you intended. And that, but at this point, it appears that there was a complete breakdown of communication between the two of you, and feelings were getting engaged, and it was just going to shit.
Can we just bury the hatchet and move on? Because we've already been doing this for like an hour and 20 minutes. I'll give you the final say with whatever. Let me finish. I'll give you the final 5 minutes to say whatever you want to say, and I'll just say I think you made a good show, dude. I think you're very talented. I think you should continue doing the show. I think it already has like 3,000 subscribers, and the show has a good solid base already. And you obviously don't feel like that I'm contributing enough to continue on with you. So I think you should do it, and I will support you. And hopefully we can just bury the hatchet on this shit and put all this drama behind us, because for the most part we have more in common than not. For the most part we're on the same side, and there's no reason for us to feud amongst each other. So
the same side. We're both on the same side.
Everybody's heard both sides of our story, and I'll give you the last 5 minutes to tell your side of the story, and then we'll end it. How about that?
All right, listen to this fucking rant, guys, and we're going to end here.
All right. Well, there's been so many things that were said that I wish I had the chance to, like it's always more difficult to unravel mistruths and things like that. I'm not saying that you're lying, but I just don't think that you're remembering things correctly. So I'll just say that, again, that when you started doing the podcast, and this is a very good podcast, you're very good at it, you're very funny. I do not have a problem.
You got like 350,000 subscribers. I can benefit from that in the future.
With the podcast as a thing, and you know what? And now that there's no Gotcha Boys,
come on, Joe,
I do encourage people to give to his Patreon. I will do that because I think he does a good job, and I think he deserves some money. But
yeah, you're gonna say this on his live stream. They deserves money. That's great, Vadim. Priceless, bro.
The whole thing is really I have to go back to the
wait. You can give him money now on his COD podcast now, and everybody should support him. But I don't want him to have a Patreon account, so what a fucking contradictory asshole, dude.
You started doing the podcast, and this is a very good podcast. You're very good at it. You're very funny.
And people should give you money.
I do not have a problem with the podcast as a thing. And you know what? And now that there's no Gotcha Boys, I do encourage people to give to his Patreon. I do.
Oh, there's no Gotcha Boys. Now you can have some money, dude. This is his fucking stream right now. Why wouldn't his fucking subscribers give him fucking money, right?
Dude, I will do that because I think he does a good job, and I think he deserves some money. But the whole thing is really
amazing, man.
I have to go back to the non-compete band analogy. I can only think about it in terms of
the band analogy is fucking horrible, bro. I debunked that real quick.
Of how I would treat a situation, how if the shoe was on the other foot, and I know that there's no way that I could do something like that without saying, "Hey guys, I'd like to do this." And if you had said, "Look, I want to do this so much that I don't care. I'm going to go do my own thing." That would have been frustrating, but at least I would have felt respected enough.
$3,000 computer connection right there, boys.
That the fact that you went ahead and did that, it was a very huge deal to me. And I think that, and one thing that we didn't get to explore here is the numerous ways in which I do think that it was competition. Now, I also want to say that if we had time to actually establish our podcast and flourish, then I would have had no problem with you creating your own podcast. Because again, back to the band analogy, that's typically when it's cool for a lead singer to put out an album after a band has been successful for a little bit. But there was an accumulation of things that I asked you to do that just didn't get done. As far as that video goes, that you said that, like, I literally, leading up to the publication of our show, I kept on saying, "Hey, dude, you're going to do this, right? You're going to make a video." And you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to make a video unto itself. I'm going to play clips." You didn't just say that you were going to advertise it at the end of your 2-hour podcasts. And it took several weeks for it to come out. And that was one deal that you had more than explicitly said that you were going to do that you hadn't done. And there's a whole list of other things that just didn't get done. So
there's no other things he's going to explain. But yeah, the band analogy really sucks, dude. The reason why, like I stated, if your band's together for 7 fucking months and you only made fucking one song, you know, a band member or a singer might say, "Listen, dude, I'm going to do solo, man. I need to make some fucking money, bro. 7 months. We only came out one fucking song, and then another month to do another song. I mean, look, we're not making any money now, dude. I need to go on my own. Am I going to wait for a year to get some capital, some, you know, royalties? No. I'm going to go on my own. I'm going to do my own podcast on my own channel where I have 350,000 fans. Not worry about a band, putting a band together. It only has 2,000 fans. I'm not going to wait another year to gain some capital or some royalties. I'm going to go on a solo career, bro, where I have 350,000 fans and then make my own fucking band. Okay, you like that one, Vadim? You cuntbag?
When I saw that Patreon and I thought about the...
And my solo career, since I have 350,000 fans, when we got together and we produced enough songs for an album, great analogy, so we're going to create enough songs to create an album where we can promote it to the masses, right? And then when we promote these 7 songs or 7 videos of our podcast to the masses and from 2,000 people, then maybe I'll make a video on my solo career here where I have 350,000 fans and promote it, right? Us as a band, you know? That's how it works usually. Fucking idiot.
Fact that you just had not informed us at all about the podcast. I just thought to myself, you know what?
Later, Vadim, you douchebag.
I do not see how Dusty is not going to continue doing things.
By the way, your business ethics, bullshit, Vadim, bullshit. Learn how to go to fucking business school, bro. I'm like, they have online classes, dude. You might want to fucking take a few courses on how to fucking build a business. Okay, how to brand your label, how to reach out other people and network with them. Network people, network. You want to network with people like you were doing with Dusty. But he didn't like that he had his own fucking Patreon making $170 a month. Oh, Megalo in the chat? Yes, that's great. Of course, man. Of course, Vadim's mad, dude. He's a fucking loser. He's a fucking sword loser. He has massive victim complex. He thinks everybody's out to fucking get him, man. This video proves it, man. I debunked everything he fucking said tonight.
Things like this. This is probably not going to be a situation
booger up there.
that where he is going to respect us enough that this is going to work out. The only reason why I wanted you to delete your Patreon, and there are other things that I would have been okay with in terms of compromises, was because of the fact that I had to put forth an enormous amount of effort and I was getting very little in return.
Yeah, and that return would have came to you eventually if you start producing more videos for the show. And of course, the compromise was, or the agreement was, that Tim and Cold Dusty was going to give you all the revenue from, the first few months, just so you can recoup some of your losses. But again, business 101. You're a fucking idiot when it comes to that.
is completely logical that that if your fans do not have the option to give to a podcast Patreon, that they would give to another Patreon where they get more of you.
They can give to both. Idiot.
We gotta wrap this up.
So
this is where, you know, Dusty's like thinking the way I am. He's like, dude, I'm just done with this shit, dude. He's like, this guy's just being a fucking moron. She's like, dude, I gotta wrap this up, dude. I gotta get on with my podcast. Come on, Dusty podcast. I gotta get on with the fucking Come on, Dusty podcast, dude. All right, so come on, wrap it up, bro. I gave you 5 minutes. It's been more than 5 minutes, right? So Dusty's thinking the way I am, dude. He's like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
So that is,
again, I don't like call Dusty. I think he's a fucking idiot.
Is why I brought that up, but I would have been fine if you had brought up other compromises. I was trying to look for some way to make things work.
You don't want to compromise.
If you had said, I will take over the whatchamacallit, the Patreon and social media and things, I would have been fine with that. There's a whole number of things I would have been fine with.
But it was your show, Vadim, right?
But
you're telling these people what to say. They didn't have their own opinion on your show.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up, man.
You had to censor them.
Well, just let come on, man. You talked a lot.
All right, hurry up. Come on.
You talked a lot. Vadim just had the balls to say, well, Dusty, you talked a lot. You've been talking for the last fucking 6 minutes, dude.
I got to get on with the show.
Look, I just want to say that, yeah, it does come down to the fact that you never communicated to us about doing this show. And that, like, that just, it felt like.
He didn't communicate to you. You didn't communicate to him that the fucking show was done because he went to Leah's Patreon.
Like, that was totally you not being honest with us, and just like all of a sudden we were just supposed to be okay with that. Yeah, and like, you know, in no business situation very few people are going to be cool with that. A band is.
No, I was cool with the goddamn podcast creating their own fucking podcast. They did it on Tuesday night. I did mine on Saturday, and they were part of both. I had no problem with that. Just gotta talk it out.
Not going to be cool with its lead singer.
All right. You've already said this.
You already said this.
All right. Sorry. Can we agree we want? Is this buried now?
I need another chair.
Are we cool?
I don't know if we are. I don't know if we are.
Do a video about
with
this.
Onions and cheese fries, please.
The fact of the matter is that, like, in spite of the fact that I respect Dusty on numerous fronts, I respect him a great deal. I think this whole thing about just not recognizing that it was not cool if at any moment you had said that that's what you wanted to do, and it was before the show had actually come out.
I gotta move on. I gotta move on.
I gotta move on.
Fuck this. I get what you're saying. I apologize that I wasn't communicating enough with you, and I also apologize if you felt like I screwed you over. Definitely was not my intention to screw you over, any of that stuff. But I got to move on the show. I thank you guys for coming on. Feel free to make your own video about it. I assume you will, and I'll probably play your video.
I don't want to make a video about it. I just really like to move on. But I just, you know.
I'll tell you one thing. Vadim, on his personal channel, might make a fucking commentary video on what I just fucking said tonight, man. So I wouldn't doubt that whatsoever.
I mean,
but hopefully this video gets hundreds of views on it, maybe thousands, and then I will send this to Baron, because I know Baron was in the chat the other night, and I'll send it to Sargon too as well, this video. So because nobody likes you, Vadim. Nobody.
Get buried then.
Your audience are just a bunch of fucking cucks and fucking beta males and fucking, people riddled with white guilt, SJWs. Those types of individuals that just don't know how to reason. Yeah, those types of fucking idiots.
Boom, done. So thanks for coming on my show, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can be friendly moving forward, and I thank you for coming on the show.
Kids,
I appreciate it.
Always.
I think Dusty was pretty professional there, even though I don't like the guy. But whatever.
Get one of those things where you sign
non-disclosure agreement. Make sure they sign the non-disclosure agreement.
Contract.
Very important. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Later, dudes. All right, so that took longer than I expected it to, but I guess I'll go ahead and read the super chats. Where are the fucking super chats at? Super chats, if you got any yet. Any super chats? Where are they? Here, a very few. Only a couple super chats. No one's supporting the show tonight. No one gives a fuck about this show.
And they support
Dusty's the talent. Thank you very much. What the hell would he expect you to give up a source of income? No idea. Bring me on. I'm a fan of both of y'all.
Yeah, great. So it is what it is, man. So Yeah, that's it, guys. You know, I said my 2 cents, or you know, it is what it is. Vadim will be a continuous fucking idiot on the internet. You know, nothing I can say, man. You know, I said what I had to say here, man. Well, Dusty walks away from this like looking real professional. He did actually, man, to a certain point. He did, man. You know, I think he was a little childish as well, a little egotistical. Well, that's fine. You can have a little ego, but yeah, let's be honest here, Cold Dusty. You know, I'm right. I'm always right. This and that. It is what it is, right? Take it with a grain of salt. I don't really give a fuck, dude. I rarely watch him. And I know he's subscribed to my Skeptic Venture channel, dude. So I know he's subscribed to my channel here. So I don't know if he was watching tonight. Whatever. He doesn't say anything. I was talking to him on Twitter today, right before I started the show, man. So yeah, it is what it is. But Vadim will be always known as a fucking idiot. You know, the Fat Raccoon, the fucking meth addict. You know, he's gonna sit at 60,000 subscribers for the next fucking 5 years. I'm like, he keep on talking to his pussy all he wants because he doesn't get any pussy. But yeah, it is what it is, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, man. It's been 3.5 hours. I'm tired. I've been up since 5. And when I get tired, dude, I just can't think clearly because I'm an old fuck. So yeah, so let me get the fuck in bed, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Share this video when it's out and show everybody, man. So I like exposing Vadim for the idiot that he is. So I wanted to bring him on for a little bit, and to be honest with you guys, I'm checking my live general here, dude. Somebody showed up as Joe's Shitty Fox Hawk Barber, whatever that fucking means. So I'm pretty sure I was Vadim. So Grant was handling it in my Discord since he's a mod for me. And he said, "Is this Vadim?" And I said, "Not sure. Find out, Grant." So he never replied to our fucking comments here on Discord. And Pop Burglar hopped on. Don't know why he hopped on. I don't know if he was trying to defend fucking Vadim, which I'm sure he was. But I don't want him on, you know. I said, Vadim, come on. And we chatted, tried to get him on. He logged out after he signed up, if that was really him, on Discord. So I can't bring anybody on that's not live. So I've been watching it, guys. I've been watching it. So he's a fucking idiot. I destroyed him, and I will always destroy that motherfucker. Fuck that. He's such a fucking douchebag, dude. How can anybody take him serious on any kind of social issue is beyond me. He's a fucking idiot. Thanks, Joe. Good night, all. Hellbound Heathen. Take care. Kim, John. It was all cringe. Of course, it was all cringe. It will always be cringe. Well, it doesn't work. I doubt. Good night. Good night. Visual. Virtual. Virtual. Take care, bud. I think we had over 200 views tonight, man, on this video. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. So, let me get to bed, guys. Love you guys. And Skeptic Fence Show will be coming back. I'm hoping within the next month or two. I got to talk to Grant. I got 2 other people I might bring in as host. I'm not sure yet. I got 2 people in mind. So I'm going to reach out to them in the next few weeks and then see if I can hook something up here, guys. So, by the way, this is the new studio look here that I've been using as my gaming studio. So this will be part of the Skeptic Fence Show as well with multiple camera angles. It's going to be great. But, all right, guys. Good night. Love you guys. Be good. And, yeah, Vadim's a fucking douchebag. See you guys. Be good. Love you guys. Be good.